Dixie comes cross town, makes about the 10-minute bus trip to Desert Hills High School. It's Military Appreciation Night. First responders, a lot of the coaches and faculty got the camo military look tonight. One of the first responders, I think, that works at Desert Hills is singing the national anthem, which we're about to have here in just a moment. It is hot. Field temperature clear up there at 105, 106, and obviously a little hotter on that turf, although the new technology on the turf makes it a little bit more bearable. This is a new turf surface here at Desert Hills. I was just walking down on it, talking with some of the coaches from each respective team, and they're excited to go. They're excited. Both teams think this could come down to, maybe who has the team that has the ball last. That kind of game, Dixie, Desert Hills on a Friday night. We'll eventually cool off. We'll eventually, get under the lights, but right now, both these teams have went to the locker room to try to cool down. We got about 10 minutes on the clock before the scheduled 7 o'clock kickoff, and officially want to welcome you into the St. George Topper pregame show. Hey, make sure you get through your pre-checklist if you're going camping, and that might be stopping by St. George Topper. Get a Lear camper shell, maybe some accessories for your truck before your big hunting trip, or maybe you just need, one of the tonneau covers to protect your golf clubs so you can leave them in the back of your truck for that next golf round, whatever it is. Go see Andy and the guys at St. George Topper on the Boulevard, reminding you don't go topless. This has been a great rivalry over the years since 2008, because that is when Desert Hills first played their first season. It's kind of ironic that in 2008, the head coach was none other than Jake Nelson, who was the longtime Dixie Flyer head coach. It wasn't the best of years. It was a new school. They went 3-7. Since then, they rattled off a couple of state championships. Dixie has rattled off a couple of state championships, and these two teams have combined for 5 state championships since 2008, which is tops in Region 9 between the two respective schools. And obviously, the winner of this game will have an inside track at a region title, a little bit better standing in the RPI that will be released here in a week or so, as we welcome Andy Thompson, who's made his way from the Region 9 Live set up to the broadcast booth here at Desert Hills High School. And boy, oh boy, Dixie Desert Hills Week 1, don't need to say much more. It's going to be fireworks. Kind of feels like we were talking about a similar game last night with BYU and Utah.
Yeah, I mean, last year this was a game essentially for the region title. It was only Desert Hills' loss in region last season. They bring in an experienced quarterback and an offense who's looked awesome in 2 games. A little concern on defense, especially when you're going up against this high-powered offense of the Dixie Flyers. But I love the atmosphere. Desert Hills shows up as always, packed house, great support from the Dixie Flyer. Look at that student section all colored up.
Neon
ready
night.
to go. Neon night, baby.
Yeah.
Let's get it going.
Of course, Desert Hills first responders, so a lot of their fans, coaches wearing that kind of themed military, almost like a hunting kind of look. It's really cool. A good look down there. And it's not black, if nothing else. It is because it's hot down on the field right now. One of the first responders is going to sing the national anthem. I'll try to get his name if I can here in just a minute as we are having the ceremony. Coach Carl Frankie started this. Coach Murdoch has taken over second year as the head coach of the Thunder. He's continued this tradition. The players have the American flag, the Desert Hills flag. They've got some new signage. They've got some new meaningful things. Obviously, a lot of great tradition in just 11 years as a school here as they host the Flyers tonight.
Yeah, I love this tradition where they're marching through up close and personal. You get to see them walk down, showing respect, obviously, on First Responders Night. And I agree with you. For a fairly young school, there's so many cool traditions. And what I was saying about the great job Kyle Campbell has done, the walking into the stadium, you mentioned the signage. It's first class all the way here at Desert Hills.
This is going to be a fun one. Dixie comes in with a 1-1 record. They lose by 1 point to Springville week 1, and they had 6 turnovers, and they messed up the extra point. And they lose 21-20, but then they made amends for it. It was kind of a statement game that was maybe a fluke, or that was just the first game of the season, because they looked like a well-oiled machine rolling past Roy last Friday.
Oh, man. I mean, it was a statement game because they were able to run the ball. Preston Moore had a great game. He was over the century mark. Of course, Reggie Graff threw for over 200, threw a couple touchdowns, ran a couple touchdowns in. He's going to be an all-around kind of reliable guy. That's why he was picked to be the Region 9 MVP coming into the season. But I think they've answered some of their questions. Their slot guy in Keaton Schweitzer had a great game. Trey Simmons came out last week, had 2 touchdowns in the first half, just jump balls, 50-50 balls. That's going to be a challenge for the Desert Hills Thunder is the size and the athleticism on the edges. They have 2 really good safeties who come up and hit when their opponent runs the ball, and they're very active going after swatting balls away in the secondary.
Yeah,
in the Turnbull brothers.
Here come the Flyers onto the field. I agree with you. We do have some high-octane quarterbacks, 2 seniors, Logan Wilstead and his favorite target, Jace Mortensen, who coming off 5 catches, 85 yards. He's already scored 4 touchdowns this season, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground. And then Tracy Simmons, this kid, he's 6'4". He's a tough guard, and he's got the Flyers lead in receptions. In 2 games, he's caught 10, and that's 3 more than anybody else on his team. C.J. Schultz has caught 7. So excited to see some of these star wide receivers get an opportunity to make plays for their quarterbacks. But it could come down to Preston Moore and Kina Tafua, though, a little bit on the ground game, because I'm sure both these teams want to try to establish some sort of balance. And even though we could see a shootout, and both these coaches would love to script and run 70-plus plays in this game tonight, I still think that both teams are going to give the run a little bit of a shot, and whoever can be more effective might have a little bit of advantage with time of possession and field position in moments.
I agree, and that's my question for Desert Hills is, are you going to be able to give it to Tafua tonight 15 to 20 times? That would be ideal for Coach Murdoch. We know the physical ability. He only played 1 half in the first game, ran it okay, didn't get a ton of carries last week, had 60 or so yards against a really good team. Tonight, he's going to have to kind of be their bell cow for all of region play, and it starts against a young but very proficient, very disciplined Dixie Flyer defense here at Desert Hills High School.
We're going to get our national anthem here. Looks like maybe it's the school officer that's going to do a little duet anthem. That's going to be really cool. We've got the national anthem. So we're going to take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have a couple of our Sky Mountain starting lineups. We'll get you our Camping World keys to the game, as well as the kickoff between the Thunder and the Flyers. This is the St. George Topper pregame show. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson inviting you to stick around. Glad you're with us tonight on radio, TV, or internet. We've got you on Sports Radio 977 on the stream. We've got you on CEC TV, which is TDS Cable Channel 22 or 108 if you're heading home from work right now, or, of course, on radio. They're paying tribute to our great nation here momentarily. We'll be back in just 3 minutes with more of the pregame show. Don't go away.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
The forest is a whole hidden world of wonders. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Play Eric Amarola's Race Day Mix.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother. Yes. You, your football buddy, your football buddy. You, your plumber.
Breathe right into your foot.
Your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hi, I'm Smokey Cole Bear, filling in because for 75 years, Smokey only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
Meanwhile, the song was wrong. We did start the fire. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. Kevin, I need that back. No. Kevin!
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
On a Friday night, a great rendition from the public safety officer here at Desert Hills High School. Little duet, military appreciation night, and high school football presented by Holmes Homes. Now building single-family homes, townhomes in the brand new desert color. 10,000 new homes are planned for this community. Lagoons where you can paddleboard and swim. Get over there and check out the Holmes Home Sales Office, or go to Holmes, Holmes, Homes, Homes, homeshomes.com. Kind of a similar word there. And check out all the details, take a virtual tour, and see why so many are excited. I think it's where the locals are going to want to live. And, Andy, you and Hannah, I think you're going to have to get out there and check out that new community.
We went out and checked it out last weekend, drove around. She was all excited, saw it, because they've got unique, cool designed houses, not just cookie cutter.
Yeah.
So she loved going out and checking it out.
The lagoons, they're digging them right now. It's going to be really cool. They're already building out there. Captains are heading out. While we get a chance, let's take a look at ours. Well, we'll save the starting lineup. Let's look at our Stilson Star Watch player tonight. Let's pick one for each team. Brought to you by Stilson Central Vacuums for a healthier, cleaner home built in. Choose Stilson's. Go to stilsons.com to learn more. And I kind of want to go with the obvious tonight, Andy, 2 senior quarterbacks. But I know there's a lot of other directions we could go on that.
No, I agree with you. It's got to be these 2 guys who are very similar. Both of these talents, Reggie Graff and Logan Wilstead, were good enough to maybe play as sophomores. Then they started as juniors and now seniors, and so it's cool to have that rivalry with some consistency with really talented signal callers, and that's everything tonight. Can Logan Wilstead throw it effectively down the field? Can he gain yardage and get up to 60, 70 yards running out of the pocket? And the same thing for Reggie Graff, who's so excellent and decisive in the zone read, going right between the tackles. We saw it last week against Roy, his ability to run that option play and gain yards and bunches and throw the ball. It's a battle of titans in quarterback play here tonight.
And with some injuries, this Desert Hills defense is going to only be starting one upperclassman, Luke Watson. He is the only senior on this starting defense tonight. They're going to be young with juniors and even some sophomores throughout the linebacking core, the defensive line, the secondary. So that's going to be a big thing to watch, as they got to try to slow down, the RPO and Reggie Graff and company in this game tonight. Let's take a look at our Camping World St. George keys to the game. And Andy, give me 1 or 2 for each team that you think at the end of the night are going to prove to be the difference.
Well, for the Dixie Flyers, it's right between the hashes, and it's in the pass game, I think. I think it's safety Tyler Walden and middle linebacker Mahi following and being very disciplined on their exchanges with Jace Mortensen. That's been the bread and butter, big chunk play for Desert Hills through 2 weeks, is a run-pass option, reading the linebacker and making a quick decision to get it out to Mortensen. He's been awesome with yards after the catch, getting in the end zone. He's got 3 in 2 games, and Wilstead is so good at making that read and delivering a strike right on the numbers. I think they've got to be very disciplined in the middle of that Flyers defense, both against the run, but especially against that play with Mortensen.
Other keys, do you think anything else that you see?
Yeah, for Desert Hills, I think they can maybe win the corners tonight when they're on offense, get the edges. They've got the very quick Ethan Ford, who hasn't had necessarily a breakout game, but they like to do a jet sweep to him. One of the quicker guys in regions, just a little guy, but he's super agile and fast, and if he can get around the edge, he can open up and spread the field horizontally and allow gaps to be opened up for Kina Tafua. And another thing is just sealing the edge and allowing Tafua, who you think of as, okay, he's going to be running between the tackles, he's going to be going through the A-gap, running a lot of dive on the zone read and stuff like that. But if they can seal the edge and allow him to get outside as well off tackle, I think that'll be a huge win for Desert Hills, who struggled to run the ball effectively in the first 2 weeks.
All right, those are your keys to the game. We'll revisit those at halftime. We'll take a look at them in the post-game show as well. Brought to you by Camping World St. George. Your adventure awaits. Get out there this fall, hunting, fishing, hiking, enjoying your friends and family in a brand new travel trailer, RV, RV, fifth wheel, motor coach. You got the NASCAR race coming there September 13th through the 15th in Vegas. That'd be kind of fun. Take that new RV down there to Las Vegas. Well, the captains have exchanged the coin flip, and both teams are fired up. Thunder wearing the black unis with the white, and then the Flyers with the road whites with the blue trim and the blue helmets for this crosstown rivalry. And we'll get you some of the Sky Mountain starting lineup as we get underway. But Sky Mountain Golf Course, 635-7888. Hit it to the sky. Get your tee time, 635-7888 at Sky Mountain out in Hurricane. We'll be keeping tabs of the Hurricane Tiger game. They're hosting Snow Canyon tonight. Well, Hearst Days Hardware Region 9 updates for you all night long. Then you've got Canyon View against the new school, Crimson Cliffs. That game being played at Dixie State University. And then Pine View is up at Cedar. So we'll be passing along score updates for all of the other Region 9 games. It is the opener tonight. This is week 3, only 2 preseason games this season, and we are about set for kickoff. Should be a lot of fun for you tonight on the Triple Cast. Want to welcome in our audience again on CEC TV or sportsradio977.com. If you're watching for our radio audience, you're going home tonight, you're not coming over to the game, you can tune in if you have TDS channel 108 or 22. Or, of course, just pull out your iPod or your smartphone. Any final thoughts before we play this crosstown rivalry?
Let's get it going. I mean, this is one of the games that everybody looks forward to the most, and it's, you can look at it one way or the other that it's the first game of the year. I'm excited. We have a lot of questions about these teams, from just a couple games in the preseason. Desert Hills comes in 0-2, but they're playing good teams. Dixie's 1-1 and looks like the cream of Region 9, but, it doesn't matter until you get into region play.
All right, Goulding is the kicker. He's also a star wide receiver. Caught a nice touchdown in the fourth quarter against Alta last week as he is looking to kick this off. Desert Hills has deferred to the second half. They'll put that young defense. Of course, a lot of blows already. They lose Jaron Polu, their star linebacker, before the season started to an ACL. Now Damon Brunson's out, but not for the season. He's just missing this game tonight with some back spasms that happened last week up at Alta. And so we're keeping an eye on some newcomers tonight as Goulding puts a foot into it. Let's play Region 9 football where you can expect the unexpected on a Friday night. Kickoff is returnable, and Washington makes a move at the 15. Now he backtracks, and now he's to the 20, trying to get the edge, and he does, to the 30, and then finally cut down at the 34-yard line. That was a zigzag return, covered a lot of ground. Finally, Jacob Buckway, the guy that clipped his feet out from under him and makes that tackle, but pretty decent return there by Keelan Washington, the sophomore speedster. And here comes Reggie Graff, this Flyers offense. Again, both these teams spread, no huddle. They want to go quick. Sky Mountain starting lineup, Preston Moore, the back in the backfield. And then you've got Tracy Simmons to the near side out wide. Walden goes in motion. Fake it to Walden. Graff's going to keep it on an RPO. He's going to have 6 and push ahead. He's almost got 9 right up the middle for the senior quarterback for Dixie High.
And that was his calling card against Roy, that jet sweep fake, and then right up the middle. His offensive line does a good job of getting second level and occupying the linebackers, and he gets an easy 9 yards there on first down.
Here comes Graff. Second down and short. 4 receiver, twins to either side. Get a throw. Looking to the near sideline, has it, and it's complete. Great catch by Tracy Simmons. Senior wide receiver is going to move the chains. That's a Fabulous Freddy's.
First down, and this was a connection that only happened a few times in the first half against Roy, and it was always on the long fade ball. Good to see, I'm sure, for Coach Monkers. These guys are connecting on just a little 7 to 8 yard hitch route towards the sidelines, and it was a strike right on Simmons' number 7.
Here comes Graff in this Flyer offense. Not going as fast as they can as they set the chains. Flyers, 2 plays out across midfield. They're at the Thunder 45. Flags fly. They stop the play. Moore was going to take it through the left side, but flags fly from all over the place, and that's going to be movement up front and a 5-yard penalty against the Dixie Flyers.
Unfortunate, I think, for Coach Monkers in the offense because it looked to be fairly open. The whistle blew and the flags flew and everything stopped, but they're going towards that fake to the right and then counter left, which has been a bit of a struggle for Desert Hills, especially in that first game against Highland. And we'll see what they do here now on 1st and 15.
Here comes Graff, man in motion. It's Tyler Walden. He'll play a little bit of both ways. One of the few guys, and he nice cut outside, gets the edge, looking for the stick, stays on his feet. He's driven out of bounds, but it's another 10-plus chunk yard run on the fly sweep, and Walden should have enough for the first down. They mark him out of bounds just shy of it. Looks like the official is going to mark him just shy of it. They're going to give him a 9.5 yard gain, but it's only second down and short.
Beautiful stretch blocking. And look at Preston Moore there kicking out the linebacker on the right side, allowing for it. There's been huge gaps so far for Dixie running the ball against Desert Hill.
Here's a run right up the middle. Moore has the first down, and Moore, linebacking core, team tackles him at the Thunder 30, and the Flyers are on the march as they're approaching the Team D Auto Sales Red Zone. Appreciate Team D, Red Zone sponsor this year, and great savings if you head over there to 488 East St. George Boulevard, or check them out on their website. See their inventory online at teamdautosales.com. Coach Blaine Munkers loves second down and inches. He's been coaching 29 years at the high school and collegiate level in the state of Utah, and he's going to give it to Reggie Graff, a keeper. He's going to go outside the right tackle, turn it upfield, put his shoulder down, and he's going to have another chunk gain of about 6 yards on first down.
And it's been easy for the Flyers offense so far, even on a play that kind of took a minute to develop, and the Desert Hills actually got good leverage out on that left side. It still goes for a big play. Right now, Dixie pushing around Desert Hills, especially in the trenches where they have a significant size advantage tonight.
Reggie Graff, Moore, sidecar to his left, twins to either side. Simmons is out wide. They're looking at him on a slant route. He goes up high and frames up, catches his stiff arm, touchdown, Tracy Simmons. Oh, my goodness, that was a next-level play.
He jumps up high, points it. The ball was delivered high, breaks a tackle, and then stiff arms the safety and pushes him off. That was a big man making a big boy play there. Simmons is proving himself to be one of the best in the red zone in Region 9 so far this year.
12th catch of the season. His 4th touchdown catch of the season, if I'm not mistaken, for Tracy Simmons. And that was a slant that he took, and the stiff arm at the end to separate was what caught my eye. 25 yards, and the Flyers strike first. Here's the Utah Gastroenterology extra point, and the kick is up, and the kick is good from Stewart. And just like that, the Dixie Flyers have the 7-0 lead.
And here's the replay for our TV audience. Ball delivered high. Doesn't matter. Simmons is going to jump up and grab it. No chance at bringing him down on the 5-yard line. He wanted pay dirt. He got it. Touchdown, Flyers.
All right, we'll take a timeout. Come back, full timeout. Thunder will get their opening drive right after this on ESPN Radio, your Region 9 radio network.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden T holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Here's your zoom up here. Welcome back as a kickoff by Stewart, taken by the Thunder and out across the 20, and then a pile up right near the 25-yard line. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson, what an impressive first drive for the Dixie Flyers offense.
Oh, dominating. It took them a couple possessions last week against Roy to get going, get their rhythm. Every play worked that last series. They were running the ball, the passing game, people were open, making big plays, and they just looked big. They look big tonight against Desert Hills, who obviously is hurting a little bit. Some of their biggest guys are out on defense, and they're playing a bunch of young guys, but very impressive drive by the Flyers.
7-play, 65-yard drive, culminating with a 23-yard touchdown as Reggie Graff hit Tracy Simmons. Kickoff returned off the foot of Stewart out to the 25. And here's Logan Wilstead, the senior quarterback, and he's out of the gun. Tafua, fake it to him, flip it out to Ethan Ford. Ford going to streak upfield, break a tackle, dive for an extra yard, maybe 2, and he's going to have a 6-yard pickup.
And he's so, agile. He's like the Julian Edelman of Region 9 this year. He hasn't gotten the ball a ton, but I like getting him involved early as blockers getting out, trying to put heads on Dixie Flyers, but their pursuit was pretty good. And look at Washington on that right side, closing through the corner shoulder and making the tackle for a short gain.
Here comes Wilstead signaling, putting his hand to the uniform. Now he's got double backs, and he's going to fake to Ford, keep it himself. He's going to juke outside, and he's going to go down. Great tackle by Bodie Ray, stopping Wilstead for no gain.
Bodie Ray had a pretty good game for the Flyers last week, getting in the backfield. This time we see him with discipline as the outside linebacker. Peeks in just a little bit, keeps his outside shoulder open, and drags down Wilstead. for a loss of, I think, a yard.
So 3rd down 5 here for the Thunder. Wilstead out of the gun. Twins to either side, gonna throw, looks left, flips it left. It's an out route, and it's tipped away by Walden. It's a hand fight. Walden takes him down. Flag flies in at the end of that, and Mortensen's saying face mask or holding. Walden was all over Jace, and that's gonna be the battle within the battle probably.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a great battle between two awesome athletes in Region 9. I thought Walden got there at the time the ball did, and his left arm was in the way of the pass. We'll see what the call is here.
Walden poked with the left.
Yeah.
And then the ball was kind of hanging around, and then he went ahead and finished the tackle.
I thought it was a clean pass defense.
We'll try to re-describe it. We got our television audience taking a look at the replays. Just the straight out route. Was the back arm
Maybe got
around
there with his back arm a little early.
Coming right into the end of our frame. Regardless, it's going to be 1st and 10, and a new set of downs for the Thunder from the 40. There's the run to Tafu. And he's going to push the pile. He was met about right at the line of scrimmage. He'll push ahead for a 3-yard pickup. And it's 2nd down and 7 here on the Bloomington Country Club clock. 8:06 left to go in the first quarter. Dixie Flyers leading 7-0 on the one-loss scoreboard.
Look at that box by Coach Barry on defense. 7, 8 guys with Mahi coming through the A-gap. Tafua still does a good job powering through, somehow getting a few yards and making it a positive play.
Flyers with the lead. Thunder, though, trying to drive out near midfield. They're going to throw. Wilstead. Now he's going to tuck and run. Maybe a delayed quarterback draw, and he's going to have the first down. And Wilstead puts his shoulder down at the end of that run, and the Thunder crowd showing some appreciation.
Goodness gracious. Logan Wilstead looked like Natron Means on this one over on the sideline. Decleats the Dixie defender. Good patience. Decides to pull it down and run. And he just doesn't twinkle toes out of bounds. He lays the wood over on the sideline. Wow, Willie.
Mameo.
Pretty impressive.
Tofi was the one. I don't think he thought Wilstead was going to go to leverage.
I don't think so either.
They can call that spearing on the offense there, but he didn't lead with the crown of the helmet, so no flag called. And now Ford's going to get it, trying to get the outside. Can't. Does get a little bit of positive running. 2-yard pickup for Ethan Ford.
He breaks the Blaze Wade tackle and has one more to break. Unfortunately for him, it's Tyler Walden. If he can get this edge, he's got a blocker out there. Tafua actually misses Walden. Tafua was the lead blocker. Walden goes right past him and brings Ford down.
Here's the Thunder, 2nd down and 8. Blitz coming right up the middle. They throw it over the middle, and it's incomplete. And pass was intended for Caleb Rogers. No flags down on the field.
Good job by Tofi, sticking with his guy, not biting on the play-action fake on the RPO. Was right on Ford. And they brought heat, and good delivery there. Just good defense, I thought.
They blocked down, doubled the blitz, left the left edge open, though, and it did force Wilstead to throw it a little bit earlier than he probably wanted to. Rogers wasn't able to get any separation in the route, and that's going to bring up 3rd down. Dixie with the 7-0 lead, 6:56 to go. Wilstead out of the gun, going to throw. They're setting up the screen, and he threw it in front of Tafua, who could not make the one-handed catch, and now 4th down from the Flyers' 47-yard line.
There were some challenges in week 1 against Highland with the screen game where they just weren't in sync. Tafua was open. There was 3 guys in Logan's face, but that's one that needs to be completed because he had blockers 5 yards in front of him with a lot of green space.
The only guy was Brian Algeria Gamez that could have maybe made the tackle even if Tafua had caught that screen pass. Now they're going to bring on the punt unit, and they're going to go ahead and show kick here. Down 7-0, Thunder are going to give it up as Goulding didn't get all that one. He tries to pooch it high and angle it to the sideline. It goes out of bounds right at about the 29-yard line. And so that is only going to be about a 21-yard kick for the Thunder. They were looking for something to pin him inside the 15.
And it's been a little bit of a struggle for Goulding when he's punting straight up. Normally when they're putting a little bit of pressure on, he can roll out and do a rugby kick, and he's had a couple of good ones of those, but he's shanked a couple of the straight-on punts so far this year.
So the Thunder had some momentum, but the drive stalls out, and now Reggie Graff, who scored on a 6-play drive, has the 7-0 lead. He'll set up shop at the 29, and he's going to run a quarterback draw right up the middle, following Preston Moore, uses his block, takes a big hit, still falls forward near a Fabulous Freddy's first down. Going to be a yard shy of the yard to gain, but still another chunk play on the ground for this Dixie offense.
Such a good thing for your offense when you can just basically do a quarterback power, which is just a draw with a lead blocker right up the middle of the field. You know your linemen know what they're doing. they're going to get right past the first level, get into the linebackers, another 9-yard run for Reggie Graff.
Second down and short. What does Coach Munkers, who's calling the plays, do? He runs a scissor handoff, and Moore is stood up right at the line of scrimmage. And going to be real close to a first down.
Yeah, they're spotting him. It looks like right at the sticks. Yeah, they're going to wave him on for a Fabulous Freddy's first down.
Right now, Dixie has the early momentum here on the road against Desert Hills. And new set of downs for Reggie Graff out of the gun. Moore in the backfield to his left. Twins to either side. Graff has it. Stands in the pocket all day to throw. Fires it high and incomplete, trying to hit Tracy Simmons, but he overshot him.
And good coverage. They only sent 3, and then they had a delayed blitz. And Dixie, the offensive line for Dixie is just swallowing up. I mean, Walden has all the time he needs back there, throwing the ball when he's in the pocket. And the delivery was a little high as Simmons was turned around and waiting for it.
That little mini deep out or comeback route was there if the ball is delivered perfectly.
Yeah.
Well, we've already seen one Sand Hollow big hit. That was delivered by the quarterback of the Thunder, Logan Wilstead. Can the Thunder defense answer with one here? It's second down and 10. They show blitz. They run it, and it's a fumble, and I think the ball is still loose, and Graff got back on it, but back at their own 30-yard line, he's going to lose 10 yards. Oh, my goodness. It looked like John Stokes for Desert Hills had the first dive attempt to get that football, but came up empty. It scored it free, and then Graff bounced back on it.
This happened 2 times last week where they fumbled the ball on their exchanges. I don't know. It's so tough. That time it was clearly meant to be just a straight handoff to Preston Moore. He didn't realize it. Graff doesn't realize it's not by his feet, but somehow on the second effort gets down and picks up the grounder.
And he's an outfielder for Coach Ibsen's baseball team. Won a couple championships already. Graff going to take a shot. He airs it out. Simmons trying to run it down and overshot him by a yard or so. Incomplete.
Simmons showing off the speed. He had plenty of room between him and the defensive back. Just overshot a little bit. Got to respect Coach Monkers going for it all, trying to get the first down, not just throwing a screen. And now Reggie Graff will line up in what looks like a shotgun formation, but he's also their punter. Five guys wide.
Yep, he'll roll back, then he'll read the defense, and then he'll right foot it, even though he's left-handed. And not a great kick. It stays in bounds. Does take a little bit of a Flyers bounce inside the 40 down to about the 36. Hey, Aggie fans, you are in a little bit of a back-and-forth seesaw battle right now. They're opening up the season on the road against Wake Forest. And right now there's still 6.5 minutes in the first half. And Wake Forest has the 17-14 lead. Jordan Love's already 12 of 16, Andy, 149 yards, 1 touchdown, has thrown 1 interception in this game. But Utah State very much alive and well. Still a long way to go, and that won't keep you posted. Score updates brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware, corner of Boulevard and Bluff and Main Street, Cedar City. Get you some region scores. I know Pineview just fumbled away a scoring chance near the red zone, so Cedar has the ball now at their own 26. So an empty possession for Pineview up there on the road against the Reds, the new nickname for Cedar High. And now Wilstead and the Thunder offense, they're going to take a shot. Goulding turns around, comes back to the ball, adjusts perfectly, and reels it in. Wilstead threw it where only Goulding can make the catch down inside the Dixie 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 37.
And the Dixie Flyer defender, Keelan Washington, was right there. It's a beautiful back shoulder ball where he gets to turn towards the sideline, and the hand was right in his way. Somehow is able to cling to it with his gloved hands. Great catch by Goulding, and now Thunder on their own side of the field.
From the 37, new set of downs. See if that throw gives Willie a little confidence as the Dixie Flyers have the 7-0 lead here with 4:31 left in quarter number 1. Kina Tafua right up the middle, a little crease of daylight, and a nice positive 5-yard gain for the Thunder on the ground.
And their best run by a running back so far tonight. We know Wilstead can run it when things break down, but I'm sure good to see for Coach Murdoch. A little push from his offensive line, a little gap, and Tafua always finishes the run hard.
And Wilstead going to throw, slant route. One-handed catch by Morty. Mortensen stood up and driven down at the 20, but the catch was sensational by the star slot receiver for the Thunder. The senior three-sport star just made a top play nominee. How about that one?
Great hands here by Wilstead. It's like a pick and pop, does a little flip around with the ball in his hands, throws a bullet, and Mortensen with the left hand.
Right hand never came onto it till after he caught it, folks.
Bingo. Great
Into
play.
the Team Deato Sales red zone. Go Desert Hills, trying to potentially tie this game up. Ball spotted just outside the 17 of Dixie. Wilstead looking to throw and fires it complete down inside the 5-yard line. Nice catch by Caleb Rogers.
And another one, another strike by Wilstead. He has been very accurate. This one towards the right sideline. Rogers turns, opens up right as we see Wilstead here dropping back, throwing it strong. Look at the spiral on that ball. Comes up and makes the play in front of the defensive back Tofi.
It should be noted, this offensive line and defensive line, no Damon Brunson tonight. Wilstead gives Ford, read option, Ford back to the 5, and taken down quickly. Not much there on that play. Wilstead maybe should have followed Ford through and kept it. He kind of waited so long to give it to Ford. If he used Ford as a blocker, maybe he gets a couple more. I don't think either of them score on that play. 3 Flyers were converging. So second down and goal for Desert Hills. Down by 7. Throw, middle, caught, and then dropped and broken up. I think it was stripped away from Mortensen. It was in his hands, and then the strip down came, and he couldn't connect.
Yeah, money play there. It was really good read. He knew what he wanted right away. He had good position. A pretty good job by the Dixie Flyers. That's Hunter Knighton pulling his arms a little bit, but the ball was there. I thought it was catchable.
Knighton had an interception last week in the win over Roy. It was catchable until Knighton, I think, stripped
jarred it away
down
a little bit, hit his arms.
And then broke it up. 2:53 left on the Bloomington Country Club clock. First quarter action. Flyers leading, but deep in the red zone. Wilstead going to roll right, going to throw into the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. Rogers was the closest to it, but it sailed high. I think Wilstead was just really living to fight another play there.
And the timing was bad because right when Wilstead wanted to throw it the first time, Rogers slipped and fell down, and then by the time he got back up, he just had to throw it basically away in the back of the end zone. But a great drive nonetheless for the Thunder.
So they're going to kick the field goal, it appears. It's going to be just a chip shot, just a little bit further than a PAT. Score update for you. Snow Canyon Hurricane have already played 1 quarter, and nobody has scored yet. 0-0. It's brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware. Here's the Utah Gastroenterology field goal attempt. It's up, and it is good. And the Flyers lead 7-3, but Desert Hills is on the board when we come back here on your Region 9 radio network.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Seven 3-yard score. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson. Goulding kickoff is going to be into the end zone for the touchback. Washington couldn't bring it in right there as he got his heels on the goal line. Appreciate our friends at Utah Gastroenterology. Did you know that a colonoscopy is the most effective method of screening for colon cancer, and it can actually detect and prevent cancer in just one procedure? Please visit Utah Gastroenterology online today, utahgastro.com. Andy, Thunder get on the board, cut into that lead, and now the Flyers with a chance to set up shop here at their own 20-yard line for their third possession of this game. And it's going to be a fly sweep, and the give And trying to get the edge, did a little cut back, and that's Keaton Schweitzer. And he's going to weave his way as he got to the sideline for about 5, out to the 25-yard line.
A lot of success running the ball tonight for the Flyers, whether it's up the middle with Graff or around the edges on that fly sweep. Even when it looks like Desert Hills kind of has them contained, they usually end up with 5 yards. Desert Hills has got to figure out a way to spill those guys out towards the sideline earlier.
Here's the give and the run by Mitchell. Jaquio Mitchell, and he's going to get a yard, maybe 2. Depends on the spot there. And now it seems like the Desert Hills defense settled in a little bit better against the run after some chunk plays. I think there is a flag down, though, and this looks like it might be coming back. And, yeah, Dixie's whole huddle is moving backwards. It's a helmet-to-helmet hit, personal foul against the Flyers. I didn't see exactly where that occurred. Probably either on the hit of a lineman, maybe trying to lead block for Jaquio Mitchell. And now it's going to be second down and about 14.
Yeah, not often you see that call on the offense. But they are, very, obviously very strict about it on both sides of the ball.
Check that. It's going to be second down and about 16, almost 17, because it's a spot foul and a 15-yard penalty. Graff, they're going to throw here, sit in the pocket. The lefty looking. Looks the other way, nothing there. Now he starts to roll out. Now he looks to run, cuts back, nothing there. Now goes to the edge and out across the 25 and finally taken out of bounds. And he's going to get about 11, 12, maybe even 13 yards of that back. Where are they going to spot this? They're going to spot it all the way out across the 27 to almost to the 29. They're talking about the spot. Now they've set the football down.
And he kind of inside outs Tyson Eads here on the right, kind of goes inside and outside. There will be a flag on the play, and it looks like a holding call against the Flyers.
Yes, this one is coming back. Official just signaled it. And that's back-to-back penalties. Looks like the Flyers are going to get out of a hole there on second down and 17. And now it's going to be, they're going to spot this just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. So it's going to be second down and 19. Here's Graff. Moore to his sidecar left. Looking to throw. Looking. Now he's going to take a shot all the way down the field, and it looked like Tracy Simmons kind of got crossed up on, or not, that wasn't Simmons, that was Christopher Schultz, excuse me. And Schultz never broke to the post where Reggie Graff was throwing that football.
Yeah, Graff just wound up. It took a while to develop. Everybody was covered up. Schweitzer came on a dig route at about 10 yards. That was passed off really well by that zone defense at Desert Hills. And Graff throwing a post, Schultz running a fly.
7-3 our score here. Dixie leading Desert Hills. Tonight's game brought to you by Holmes Homes. Been a builder in Utah since 1890, now selling single-family homes out at Desert Color. Graff all day to throw, in the pocket, goes over the middle, incomplete. He was trying to find Derek Kesterson, and nothing there. And the Thunder, they acting like they picked it off.
No, just an incomplete pass, but there was celebration because it's rare that you can hold Dixie to that look where they can't complete anything down the field. Not putting a bunch of pressure on Graff, but the zone coverage is giving him fits right now. Nobody's coming open, even on the short stuff. Great job and adjustments made by the Desert Hills Thunder defensively.
Punt coming, Turnbow back deep. Graff's going to sprint out. He doesn't get back on the snap, and now he's going to kick a low line drive kick. It does take a favorable roll, and it's going to go out of bounds, though, in Dixie territory at the 47. So Desert Hills will set up shop down 7-3 inside Dixie's field of play here with 2:04 to go in the first quarter.
And Desert Hills' last drive, very impressive. Wilstead ran it well. He threw it well. He got down into the red zone, had a chance with Mortensen in the end zone, and then a bad timing with Rogers where Rogers fell down on a route, had to kick the field goal. But they've got to be feeling pretty confident right now that after that first drive where Dixie went down without any obstruction, they've battled back, gotten physical on defense, and now the offense has a chance potentially to take the lead on this drive.
Yeah, they really go 3 and out there, but there was so many flags there you hardly noticed it because they ran more plays than that. But personal foul and a hold negate anything offensive for Reggie Graff and company. And now here's a flag, and this is blown dead as Wilstead had started to run with it out of the gun, and it looks like the penalties, kind of a flag fest all of a sudden. That's, at 5 plays, we've had 3 flags. 5-yard procedure penalty called against one of the offensive linemen. Remember, they're down 2 offensive linemen tonight. But next man up. That is so often the case. Here is Wilstead looking at that middle backer for the Flyers. And now Wilstead's going to keep it, go right back up the middle. Nifty little run, and he's going to be really close to a 14-yard gain. Yeah, 14, almost 15, just shy of a Fabulous Freddy's first down. It's going to be second down and short.
Great job by Wilstead on the pre-snap read. Sees Mahi coming, may have changed a little bit, but decides to call his own number, goes right at him. And look at Desert Hills Thunder with a lot of new offensive linemen. These guys are getting up and bothering linebackers. Great job. Second and short coming up.
Out of the gun, Ford and Tafua in the backfield on either side. Tafua goes in motion. They run speed option the other way. Wilstead's going to keep it, and he's going to take a hit, and he's not going to get the first down by the far side, but the near side official, I think, is going to give him progress, and then a flag comes in late.
I mean, what a hit by Mahi, who's coming off that left edge. If you're not looking, he's going to put his helmet in your shoulder and put you in the turf hard. That's exactly what he did to Wilstead there. They're going to call a personal foul, hit to the head on Mahi.
Can we have another look at that? Here we go for our audience on CEC TV. It's speed option. They used Tafua as a decoy. And then I want to see exactly, he did dip. He did duck. And that's the right call to the letter of the law. It's so hard to control when both players are dipping at the same time, but that one certainly the correct call made on the field. And now into the red zone go the Thunder. It's going to be a tip drill, and it's almost picked, then it's almost caught. Blaze Wade jumped high and had it slip through his wickets, and then I think it was Tafua or one of the other, might have been Goulding behind him that had a chance to get the tip drill, but it falls harmlessly incomplete.
Yeah, it needed to be a fastball and wait for that linebacker to clear, but instead he throws a little softer and should have been a pick.
Coach Mark Murdoch is the play caller for the offense. Shane Mortensen helps him out there with the wide receivers. Of course, Coach Nunley is the defensive coordinator now here at Desert Hills. They're going to give it to Tafua. He starts left, nothing there. Going to try to turn it upfield, run north and south, and still can't get back to the original line of scrimmage. And so 2 plays in a row that started right at the red zone, the Team Diato Sales red zone, and they now went backwards for 3 yards. It's 3rd and 13 for the Thunder.
Great closing speed by Hunter Allo here. It's closed off on the right side. You got defensive linemen filling like crazy, and a big hit put on the running back.
Allo's oldest brother, Justice Allo, played for Desert Hills, and now Allo's back here on this field trying to beat the Thunder. There's the throw over the middle. Catch made, Mortensen, and he's drugged down inside the 6-yard line by Nolan Mahi, but that's enough to get it first and goal for the Thunder. They trail 7-3, but looking here with 27 seconds left in the first quarter to take their first lead of the night.
Mr. Reliable, Jace Mortensen, they just run him down the middle of the field. He turns just at the right time, catches it, and then can do something with it. Almost makes a move to miss Mahi, who grabs him by the jersey and takes him to the ground.
Mortensen's had a red-hot start to his senior season. Saw a lot of time last year, but he's worked hard in the offseason. Now they're going to run a dig route, and it is caught by Rogers. They say his knee touched. Where contact came, they're going to mark him just inches shy of the goal line, and it's going to be second down and goal. That's a pickup of 3, maybe 4.
Really good throw down low where he could get it and almost cross the goal line. He had Mortensen waving in the back of the end zone open, but gets him right down on the inch line, and Wilstead is on the money tonight so far.
Into the first quarter here on tonight's Game of the Week, brought to you by Holmes Homes. It is 7-3 Flyers, but deep in the red zone, second and goal are the Thunder when we come back to start quarter number 2.
Dude, we've been here forever. They're about to close the store. Would you just pick something already?
I just want to look good, you know. It's season 2 of Trailblazer Weekly. I just want to make sure I get the right ones.
Look at all this great stuff they have here at the Dixie State Campus store. No matter what you choose, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just going to go with the first one.
Catch the Season 2 premiere of Trailblazer Weekly on Wednesday, August 14th at 3 p.m. Presented by the Dixie State Campus Store.
Dixie Flyers longtime trainer Mike Tolman. Thank you, Intermountain Sports Medicine. 12 minutes on the clock. Second down and goal. Wilstead just waiting for the officials to set the play. They finally do. Twins to the far side. Double back set, but they put Ford in motion. Now they run Wilstead. Wilstead, quarterback keeper, stretching towards the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Desert Hills.
Love the play call. I was thinking Tafua time all the way, but instead they run Ethan Ford to spread a linebacker out of the way. Wilstead keeps it up the middle with the lead blocker and Tafua and dives in for the touchdown and the lead pending the PAT.
So touchdown, Desert Hills. They lead for the first time tonight. Here, 5 seconds into quarter number 2. Willie does it on the quarterback draw, calls his own number, and it worked well. Didn't need much, and now Goulding on for an important extra point. Wilstead is the holder. Snap and holder down, but it's blocked. It is blocked by Mahi. He comes in untouched and got the block, and that's going to make it a 9-7 game, Andy. Huge play right there on the Utah Gastroenterology extra point. The Flyers defense comes up big. There's the touchdown run. We're going to keep it right here.
Two great drives in a row by Desert Hills, led by Wilstead, throwing the ball really well. In sync, you got 3 or 4 guys making plays for you offensively, including Caleb Rogers, Jace Mortensen on that third down. He's been so reliable, just running down the seam and just peeking inside the safety and beating him to the ball. And he's a strong physical kid after he catches it too. One of the best weapons I've seen so far in Region 9. Here's the PAT replay. Look at the leaping Mahi, just leaps through.
They actually hit him in the rib cage
and jumps up and yeah.
He was so cleanly through that he jumped so high that the kick actually hit him right, it looked like in the rib area, and it's no good. It's 9-7 on the one-law scoreboard. Appreciate One Law, your dedicated personal injury attorneys. They handle all areas of law. Check out their mobile app. It's a free download, or you can call them for a free consultation, 634-1LAW, or go check out their website, onelaw.com. So Goulding to kick off here. Desert Hills has the lead 9-7. 11:55 left on the Bloomington Country Club clock. We're going to be over there on ESPN Radio starting September 9th with that Monday night doubleheader. They're going to open up the pool to the public, $9.77 specials, Monday night football parties, jersey giveaways. Looking forward to you and I being over there hanging with Jay Schrader every Monday night. And the kick goes into the end zone for the touchback. That first Monday night, September 9th, it's Texans Saints, followed by Raiders and Broncos.
Yeah, the Oakland Raiders. You're home for Raiders football right here on ESPN Radio.
I saw they just gave their center the biggest contract for a center in the National Football League today. Of course, you see stories like that, which make you feel good. Then you see all the guys are going to get cut this weekend. There's going to be 1,000 guys looking to try to latch on to the XFL.
Sad last episode of Hard Knocks, for sure. Always is.
And motion now. Schweitzer went in motion. They were trying to give it to him on that traditional fly sweep that Coach Munkers uses, 5, 6, 7 times a game until you can prove to stop it. But somebody moving early, and both these teams have had this first half marred by penalties, more so on Dixie's side than Desert Hills. Dixie's already had 2 personal fouls, a holding, and a pass interference on Walden in this game, plus a couple procedures. Now Graff's going to throw. Stays in the pocket. Has a man, and it's Walden. And Walden catches it at the 45 of Desert Hills, and he is gone 20, 10, 5. In there, no flags. Touchdown Flyers, Tyler Walden.
And the first time Dixie attempts to go for a home run ball tonight, it is open on a post down the middle of the field. Walden, one of the best athletes in the region, known for how hard he hits and how well he covers defensively. This time just streaking down the middle of the field. Once he catches it, puts the afterburners on and beats the Thunder to the goal line. And just like that, Dixie takes back the lead.
That was an 85-yard pitch and catch, the straight deep post. Walden got behind the linebackers in front of the high safety Turnbow, and he is gone, showing you why a lot of next-level college teams are looking at his services. He looks smooth. Stewart Utah Gastroenterology extra point. It's up. It's good. And just like that, that lead lasted 13 seconds. 13 seconds. Desert Hills had the 2-point lead as Dixie's now back on top, 14-9. Hey, Garrett, we just had fireworks, but so did Cedar. Garrett hit Esplin, 80-yard touchdown. Pineview has got 2 early turnovers, and Cedar has got the lead 7-0. That game's over on our sister station, 94.9 FM, or the KDXU mobile app, or newstalk890.com if you're interested in listening to that one. Mike McGarry, Andy Griffin on the call. And it is 6-6 at Dixie State University. Crimson Cliffs playing, they thought were going to be playing their first home game. The field turf and the stadium still not quite completed to standard, and they're playing at Dixie State, and they're tied 6-6 with Canyon View. That was actually Nolan Perry's closest spread on the games.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good battle and potentially a great, historic moment for Mustang fans potentially at Trailblazer Stadium tonight.
So 14-9 after the big hitter over the top to Tyler Walden. Hey, I just got an update. Pineview answers 92-yard Moten TD return on the ensuing kickoff. That game is now tied 7-7.
Yeah, Moten, he is having a great year so far offensively for Coach Hosner.
Returnable by Ethan Ford. Thunder has some room. He breaks out across the 25 and driven out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Ethan Ford, not big, about 5'7", maybe a $135, $140, but he's a speedster, and he takes that one for about a 28, 29-yard return.
They're going to have to keep pace here, getting 6s instead of 3s, I think, for Desert Hills. They've shown the ability the last couple of drives to move it pretty smoothly. We're throwing it outside, throwing it down the field, converting on third downs. Tafua's getting some room between the tackles, running the ball. So they should have all the confidence that they can potentially retake the lead on this series here for the Thunder.
Here is the senior quarterback, Logan Wilstead. He's got twins to both sides. Tafua in the backfield, gives it to Keena. Keena is going to have nowhere to go. Allo is there first, stood him up right at the line of scrimmage, no game.
And it almost looked like, to me, when he was handed the ball, he was looking to throw it. He gets the handoff, goes out, has his eyes down the field. And I want to see what if the receiver's releasing here after he does a block for a minute. Maybe he's just exchanging it to his left hand. I swear it looked like he was looking to throw that ball.
Update, Utah State is taking the lead back on Wake Forest 21-17 at the half. Here's Wilstead out of the gun. Claps his hand, has the snap, looking to throw, dumps it to Ford on an out route. Ford catches it, gets it out to the 40-yard line, and that's going to be a Fabulous Freddy's
first down, and the Thunder are doing a great job on their 7-on-7 out. The inside guy goes out, the outside guy goes long for a post, and he's, Wilstead's hitting everybody, and so far Ethan Ford getting a lot of touches. I like seeing that from the slot position. Look at him come out against his linebacker. Chop step, goes outside, right on the numbers. Turns it upfield for a first down.
How about our Stilson Star Watch players tonight? We picked the 2 senior quarterbacks. They're both putting on a show. 14-9. Reggie Graff and the Flyers have the lead over Logan Wilstead and the Thunder. Now a run play, and Wilstead made the wrong read, and it got blown up. Watson stopped for a loss on the play. As soon as he took the handoff, he was dead to rights.
Truman Allo, great call by the defensive coordinator. He sneaks up from that outside linebacker position, goes right between the tackle and the guard, drills the running back, and the tackle knew it. Right when he saw him coming, it was too late for him to move over and get in his way. Feisty, Truman Allo getting in there for the big hit.
Of course, Allo is getting a lot of good coaching by the new defensive coordinator, Rick Barry, who was here when Coach Munkers won his first state championship. Then went up and was the general manager of the Orem Owls for a couple years. Now he's back in coaching. Now blitz comes, and Wilstead's going to keep it, find a little room, stay on his feet, dive near the original line of scrimmage, gets it back to the 40, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10. A lot of work there for Wilstead to pick up 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, and Coach Barry's sending heat on first down. He's sending heat on second down. He wants to make them throw the ball and put pressure on Wilstead. It's another run play with a triple option, and everybody's covered up. The fullback, first option, the quarterback, and the pitch man. There were Flyers all over the place.
Walden, strong safety, matching up over there. Flyers showing a little zone look here. Umbrella zone, dropping back. Wilstead on 3rd and 10, going to have to throw, and it's going to be thrown away. And look like that Coach Barry over there that almost made the catch. Coach, you dropped it, but he'll take the stop as it's going to be 4th down, and the Thunder offense coming off the field, and here comes the special teams unit. They're going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, so much energy going towards the right. He did have Rogers. He maybe could have caught it and made a move to get the first down, but too much momentum going to that right side to throw it accurately. It just sails out of bounds.
So 4th down and 10 from their own 40. High snap. Goulding gets it. He's going to run. He might try to – he's going to fake it. He's going to go and dive ahead and get the first down across midfield down to the 48-yard line of Dixie. Nobody stayed out there to spy him, and Goulding on the rugby style just kept running.
I love the call. I don't know if Goulding has that option just to read the defense and make that decision on his own or if it was scripted, but he saw it pretty much right away, even after the high snap,
you can
and
see
everybody is
getting
going
depth.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the Flyers.
He has Mahi coming, closing hard, but he gets to the sideline, runs over his own guy, and gets the first down.
Huge fake punt, and Goulding has to be the guy that has that option. He pulled the trigger and got the job done. Momentum swinger, we'll find out, is now they're into Dixie territory, trailing 14-9 with 8:25 to go in quarter number 2. Here's Wilstead. He's going to give it. Tafua makes the first man miss and picks up about 3 down to the 45.
Tangled up a little bit, and it took a minute to get the handoff exchanged, and Flyers were in there, but Tafua takes it, rips it away, and makes a strong run for a for a 4-yard gain.
2nd down and 7. Tafua goes to the right side of Willie. Now kind of fixing the uniform, steps up a step, has the snap, dropped it, goes to a knee, keeps his knee off the turf, though, the official says. Now Wilstead looking to throw, and he fires, and wide open was Mortensen, but he overshot him, incomplete.
And once again, he's throwing it against all the momentum going left, tries to throw a strike fastball to Mortensen and just has it sail on him. Almost a really good athletic play, picking it up off the ground and doing what he does so well, which is improvise and make stuff happen. And just couldn't simmer down before he threw this ball.
Mortensen kind of started on the right side, rolled with Wilstead, and there was no Flyer guarding Mortensen. There was a guy closing on him that would have maybe been able to make the tackle. You're right, though, tough throw. So 3rd and 7 for the Thunder offense. And they're going to fake the run and look to quick pass. Now Wilstead going to run with it. He's going to squirt outside. He's going to have the first down. Looking for more up the sideline. There's Wilstead with the ability to scamper, and that'll move the chains.
And great job by Wilstead. He comes face-to-face in a tunnel with Truman Allo and jukes him out, beats him right in the middle of the field. Steps left, goes right, and beats the linebacker for the first down.
How fun is this? 2 electric dual-threat quarterbacks for each respective team, putting on a show. Wilstead, new set of downs, claps, has it, looking, draw play, gives it. Tafua is going to be hit. He's going to bounce off, get a couple yak yards, and a flag flies in at the pile. And this one may be coming back.
It looked like Tafua may have had a face mask grab when he got kind of caught in the middle. That's what Desert Hills coaches were yelling for. I'm not sure what this call is. It came a little bit after. I thought there may have been a face mask.
You're right. You saw it. I just... thrown right there at the point of contact.
Right.
I thought maybe a hold. I was wrong. Let's take a look for our television audience at home. There's the draw play right there. Yeah, kind of pulled him towards, actually probably helped Tafua gain some momentum with that
right.
face
Yanked
mask.
him forward a little bit.
But still, it's only a 5-yarder, but it's going to be first down and maybe they didn't set it's going to be 1st and 2, they're saying. So they're going to take the penalty, a 5-yard gain, tacked in onto the end of the run, it looks like here. And now they're going to give to Tafua again. He's going to follow Wilstead back up the middle after he started left, goes back right, and that's another fabulous Freddy's.
First down, and I love that play when Wilstead can give it, then kind of be a lead blocker, try to kind of get in somebody's way, and we see the agility of the big fella, Tafua, who's been running the ball since he was a sophomore, now a senior, getting the bulk of the carries, rushed for about 800 yards last year for him, trying to get over 1,000 this year, but really good run. He's having a good half.
Fresh set of downs again for the Thunder offense. Low snap, no problem. Wilstead fires a bullet over the middle and in and out of the hands of Caleb Rogers, and it falls to the turf incomplete.
And Tofi was on Rogers again. Good, accurate throw once again by Wilstead on those post routes, especially in the red zone. But Tofi gets really physical with the, he's got some size on Rogers and just hits his arms just as the ball comes in. Really good play.
That's a tight window, though, because you lead him too far. You lead him right into the safety.
Yeah.
And you throw it back shoulder, and that could be intercepted. He did have to slow up and kind of wait for it just enough that Tofi could break that pass up as it hit the hands of Rogers. Now screen to Ford. Ford in the flat. Out to the 10-5. Diving down inside the 5. He's knocked out of bounds, and he's going to be marked out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Thunder.
And Golden gets out there, gets his hat on, I believe, Washington on the outside, who's a big hitter. That's the key to this play. Or actually, no, it's Mortensen. And then Golding down the field. Yeah, it was pinning Washington inside, allowing Ford to get inside the 5.
That's something that we've seen Dixie receivers do so well. Block downfield. Morty Sonia, he's not scared to do it. Now a trouble play. Spin move out of there. Wilstead's going to still lose yardage back to the 9, but that could have been even worse for the Thunder offense. And now Wilstead's shaking up a little bit, goes kind of to one knee. Now he gets back, kind of stretching that left knee out.
You got to love the way he plays. He likes to keep everything alive. He's like an Oklahoma quarterback over the last couple years. No matter what happens, he's still looking downfield. He's still looking to run past, 4 guys. Goes down awkwardly there. Allo kind of spins him down on the turf.
And now we got a timeout. First timeout of the game taken by either team. It's brought to you by our friends at Intercap Lending. And, hey, take a timeout. Think about this. Rates are great right now, and one of the Intercap loan officers would be happy to help you with any kind of refinance. First-time home buyers always welcome. Intercap Lending. Call them today for a free quote and a quick mortgage approval. Looking to maybe finish your backyard, looking to consolidate some debt. I think rates I heard are as low as 3.6. They're at about a 6-year low right now. So take advantage, folks. It's a great time to call our friends at Intercap Lending. Just got a score update for you. Pineview's Jacob Nobili with a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Pineview is taking the lead over Cedar 14-7 as the PAT is good.
Now, Desert Hills, scored their last possession, but the possession before they got inside the 5-yard line where it was unable to close it. Now 2nd and 9 for the Thunder. Goal to go.
Out of the gun is Wilstead. Wilstead gives it. Tafua, big hit at the point of contact. Bounces off it, takes it back down to the 5-yard line. And a pickup there of about 4, almost 5 yards by the big bruising tailback for the Thunder, Kina Tafua.
And I like that call because I think when you're this close, I think it's 4-down territory for Coach Murdoch. You can maybe run it again and get to the 2-yard line, and then you got a great opportunity potentially on 4th down.
How about that Caden Famanui hit in the middle there, but that's bulk on bulk. Now Wilson throwing, slant route caught. Mortensen, touchdown Thunder. Mortensen had to reach back and snag it. It was thrown behind him, and he still secured the catch, and Desert Hills is back on top.
And once again, fooled on that RPO on the goal line. Mortensen comes wide open. Nobody was around. Dixie struggled with their discipline, finding out where number 22 is at all times, especially in the red zone. Wide open, and we'll see here on the replay for our TV audience. Fakes it to Tafua, and everybody goes up. I think it was Hunter Knighton biting hard on the outside route.
I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes when you're wide open like that, that's the toughest catch to make. And especially when it's behind you like that. If Morton drives and goes hard into that slant route, he might have overran that. Utah Gastroenterology extra point is up, and it's good. Desert Hills not chasing points after having a PAT blocked, so it is a 16-14 score. D Hills leading Dixie by 2 on the 1-loss scoreboard. Gives us a chance to keep it right here and remind you, we're seeing both these teams answer back and forth. We're looking for the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert. Holbrook Asphalt, the leaders in HA5 and asphalt preservation, have teamed up with us here at Region 9 Radio Network again to offer fans free dessert after the game if your favorite team scores over 25 points. So remember, head to Holbrook Asphalt down at Yogurtland after the game. Just ask for it. Your first 5 ounces of yogurt are absolutely free. Holbrook Asphalt's paying for it. Thank you very much.
Coming into this game, Dixie, I think at least my perception was, okay, they're the team to beat it through 2 games. They've looked the most impressive, but Desert Hills keeping pace offensively. Dixie's been unable to stop them. A Dixie team that shut out Roy in the second half last game, an upper classification school. Desert Hills is running it strong, and Wilstead, every throw he's made has been right on the numbers.
Here is the kick by Goulding, and it's a low line drive, and it's going to bounce into the end zone for the touchback. Snow Canyon's got the 14-8 lead over the Hurricane Tigers, Andy. One possession game out there.
Yeah.
Last report we had, Canyon View and Crimson Cliffs tied at 6. Pine View's up 14-7. Desert Hills leads 16-14. So some tight games in Region 9 in the opening slate of games this weekend.
You know, it's good to be in region play. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows what everybody wants to do. I think the margin of victories are going to be shrunken down compared to the preseason. We already got a bunch of good games already here late in the second quarters of night one.
There's the run over there to the Preston Moore. He's going to push and drag a would-be tackler, and that's going to be enough for about a 12-yard gain. Tackle made by Cy Nunley, but not before a first down for the Dixie offense.
Cy Nunley is a very impressive young player for Desert
Sophomore.
Hills. Yeah, you know how well he sheds blocks and brings people down. Obviously, Preston Moore has a big run before he's tackled this time, but very impressed with the young talent of Desert Hills defensively.
Here's Reggie Graff. Read option, pulls it out, keeps it himself. He's going to have a nice little gain down the sideline, kind of tight ropes the sideline. We'll see them mark him. They're going to give him an 11-yard, 12-yard gain. That's going to be back-to-back runs for first downs for the Flyers. First downs all season long, brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's, reminding you, pink cookies, splash drinks, fuel it up, wash it down, and save, and always you and your car feeling fabulous.
And Dixie hasn't been stopped at all when they've decided to run the ball with that zone read play. The options have been all open. They've been going 7, 9 yards at a time. Be interesting to see if they stick with that as opposed to going to the air.
First and 10, Graff going to give it to Moore. Straight run right up the middle, and another chunk play. This looks like the opening drive of the game for Dixie all of a sudden. That's a 11-yard, a 12-yard, and a 9-yard run.
And I think it's smart because Desert Hills has a ton of confidence offensively, but the defense has been unable to stop you running the ball. They've stopped you one time when you tried to throw it a lot. The other time you threw a bomb and you scored in 2 seconds. So now they're going to try to drain a little bit of clock, keep Desert Hills offense off the field, and just run the ball.
So right now the Flyers run game cranking up and stacking up some Wilkinson stats on the ground. Reggie Graff's going to try to add to it. Quarterback keeper breaks outside to the 30 and driven out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Another huge play on the ground for this Dixie Flyer potent offense.
The only guy who's getting penetration is the guy they're leaving unblocked to option off. Everybody else is being occupied. And then look at the right side of that offensive line getting up and pushing the linebackers around a little bit, and nobody's touching Graft until he's about 10 yards down the field.
To the best of my knowledge, the only school to offer Reggie Graff so far, I think there's more coming, is the Dixie State Trailblazers. Coach Paul Peterson offered him this past summer. Do know is there's another run play, and that's going to be another positive game for the Flyers. I do know that Tyler Walden was asked to do a kind of a private workout after the SU camp for the T-Bird coaches. They have a lot of interest in him. But as the season keeps getting deeper and deeper, teams make runs to state, I'm sure a lot more offers coming for some of these Region 9 stars. One of the most recruitable guys for Desert Hills is Jaron Polu. I still think he's going to get a look next level, but obviously not playing tonight with the ACL, won't play all season long. Preston Moore right up the middle. Another big run. They are wearing down this front seven right now via the ground and pound. It's like old Chuck Knox has entered the building here tonight.
Yeah, right.
And there's another big run of over 10 yards down into the red zone, deep into the Team D Auto Sales red zone. Preston Moore takes it, and he just doesn't want to go down. He's fighting for every yard he can get.
Yeah, I mean, their team yards per carry's got to be 6 or 7 yards tonight so far, and they're just unstoppable running the ball.
And low snap, give it, throw to Preston Moore. And finally, Desert Hills team tackles Moore right at the 5-yard line. And still a gain of about 2, but that looked really good defensively based on the last 6 runs in a row.
And it's so challenging against an offense like this because you think stack the box, put 8 guys in there every play until they decide to throw it. But they run the stretch so well and they can get around you. So it's not as easy as just having numbers in the box if you're Desert Hills because they can do so much with that option play.
Fake the fly sweep. Graff calls his own number right up the middle, diving, twisting, turning, and he's into the end zone. I think touchdown Reggie Graff. The far side official signals that, yes, he's broken the plane of the goal, and Dixie's back in front.
And a huge statement series by there where you just run it over and over. Don't throw it one time that entire series. Graff showing that he can play a little power football himself, driving his legs and falling backwards into the end zone. And Dixie has the lead.
And now it's 20-16. And the Flyers, after Desert Hills didn't chase points, look like they're going to maybe go for 2 here instead of bringing Joshua Stewart on for an extra point. Graf is out there. There's 3:45 left in the first half. It's a 20-16 lead for Dixie. They've got a little bit of time here. Coach Munkers sends in the play. This would push it up to 6. Interesting decision. See if it pays dividends. Motion. And Graf's going to keep it. He stopped. Uh-oh, flags fly. They blew this play dead, I believe. Did they not get it off in time? Or was there movement?
Yeah, I thought it was a procedure. We'll see if it was. Oh, yeah.
It was a false start on the Flyers.
Start.
And here comes Stewart now. I think Coach Munkers is going to change his mind. Graf did not get in anyway, but the play was blown dead. And so now they'll try to make it a 5-point lead. This will be about a, equivalent of a 25-yard field goal on the extra point. Stewart, left-footed kicker. Set in stance. Extra point brought to you by Utah Gastroenterology. And kick is up. It hits the upright, hits the bottom of the post, and comes back towards the end zone. And it is no good. And the Flyers cannot convert. We'll take a 30-second timeout. 20-16, Dixie on top of Desert Hills on your Region 9 radio network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt, and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you here on your hometown sports source, our Homes Game of the Week. Appreciate Homes, building quality homes since 1890. 5- and 6th-generation builders. That's who I want to build my dream home. They've got single-family and townhomes now available at the brand-new Desert Color Project here in southern Utah. Flyers to kick off after they ran the ball exclusively and scored. It's going to be a little squib kick, angled out of bounds, and it's a procedure penalty, and they're going to get this ball at the 35-yard line. So good field position for Desert Hills on that kick by Kesterson.
Concern for Desert Hills right now is all on the defensive side of the ball. I think they're going to be able to keep scoring, although going into the locker room, we know how awesome Coach Barry and Coach Mockers are at making adjustments, especially last week against Roy. Totally shut him out in the second half. But, Desert Hills has got a lot of adjusting to do, especially trying to figure out how the heck to stop the run. That was a way too easy last series for the Flyers. Everybody who touched the ball running it didn't gain less than 5 yards, it seemed like, on every carry.
Here's Logan Wilstead. Got Rogers. They were chatting. Now Rogers goes out far to the top of your screen, far side of the field, trips to the near side. Tafua in the backfield. Wilstead has it. Drops back, looking to throw. Pressure comes. He goes down. He's sacked. Sack in the backfield by Big 78 of the Flyers.
Wow, just waited too long. That's one minor critique you can make about Logan Wilstead's game is sometimes he holds it just a little bit too long. And usually if you're getting out of the pocket, you can survive. But this time, the hammer comes down quick. The big fella for Dixie.
I apologize. We don't have a 78 in our roster. So kudos to you, big man, for making that sack. He came in and laid the wood on Wilstead. His teammates know who he is. Read option and the give to Tafua. Tafua breaks an initial double tackle there. And he's going to get about 6-7 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 9.
Watch for Desert Hills to go to their money play. They can't be content just to, they're on their own side of the field. There's still 2:50 left. You got to get first downs. You got to drive down the field. You can't give it back to Dixie before the half.
Yeah, good job by Bodie Ray, kind of sticking his nose in there and at least tripping up Tafua with that initial hit up high. Got to go low on Tafua, though. Wilstead Blitz again comes, and Wilstead's going down. Wilstead goes down. Famanui with the stack. Caden Famanui.
And Dixie's bringing it. They've made some changes already because Mortensen was running his play, but Wilstead just had no chance, holding his right wrist a little bit coming off the field, but he got hammered twice that series by the Flyers.
Dixie pinning their ears back.
Just sending 4, and he just gets the edge. Famanui coming from that left end position and gets to the legs of Wilstead.
And again, they are down. I mean, this was an inexperienced offensive line already, and they are down 2 starters tonight. Damon Brunson had some back spasms. They're keeping him out as precaution. And now there's a timeout. Brought to you by Intercap Lending on the field. We'll keep it right here. Entertaining game so far, to say the least.
It's been great, yeah. Offenses have been awesome, making big plays. Both quarterbacks have been spot on. And now, Dixie's done a good job putting their hand in the ground, the defensive line, getting at Wilstead, sacking him twice in one series, and now plenty of time. I mean, that is a lifetime 228 for Coach Monkers and this offense, who didn't throw it one time last series. They might have to this one just because of the time factor, but have a chance to extend their lead headed into the locker room.
So here is the punt unit on for Desert Hills. And here's Golding, who faked one earlier. This time boots it low, and a good one. Should take a big hop. It does. Good job with the fielding by the punt returner.
Wow.
And I think that was a sensational Hunter Knighton catch. Like, he is their third baseman.
I was just going to say, he looked like Mike Schmidt in the hot corner, picking it off the short hop. Just fearless. I mean, who knows where the heck that ball is going to bounce off your shins or whatever. He takes it, picks it with his hands, and is able to keep it from making a big bounce down closer towards the goal line. Great scoop by Knight.
So here is Reggie Graff. Of course, we'll be naming our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game. We'll choose one in region play for each team in the conclusion of the game. He's going to hand off. This is to Walden. Walden has a little crease and is going to take it for a 12-yard pickup, and another fabulous Freddy's first down out to the 40, and that'll move the chains again for Dixie on the ground. They are just chewing up yardage.
And Walden's getting more touches this game than I think he's had the other 2 games, giving him the ball, throwing it also, throwing it deep down the field, throwing screens to him and handing it to him.
There's another run. This time Schweitzer going to try to get the edge, spin move, and he's going to be driven back and taken down for a loss by Hiram Burgoyne. Burgoyne's going to get the TFL there. It's about a nearly 3-yard loss. 2nd down and 12 coming up.
Burgoyne, a junior. The tackle last play was by Austin Turnbow, who did a good job getting low on the big Walden. So many young players on this defense. Graff is going to look to throw it deep down the left sideline. He's got Simmons.
Yeah, it's caught by Simmons. It looked like Turnbow and Simmons both looked at the same time. Either could have got to it, but Simmons outfought him.
And he's just got the size tonight. He's got the athleticism, and it just looks so easy. Graff has a lot of time. They're just sending 3, and he's just chilling out back there like he's in a turkey bowl, and then wings it up for the calls 500 and throws it up high, and Simmons comes down for it.
On the replay, Turnbow didn't get his head around as early as it looked live, and Simmons was able to go get it at its highest point. Now they fake it. Reggie Graff, RPO keeps it, has a head of steam, trucking his way, breaking a tackle, touchdown, flag flies late. There is a flag down, but for the moment, Graff takes it into the end zone.
And a power run by Graff. He's had a couple of those tonight. We'll see what the call is late here, but he went through the gauntlet of a bunch of thunder, just lowered his head and cut right through him. So explosive offensively.
Halftime score, Snow Canyon leading 14-8 at Hurricane. That's a close game. Nolan Perry had that was a 40-point power rating
Come on,
advantage.
Nolan.
Also, Panthers get a pick. Capitalized McCarroll gets a 41-yard field goal right at the end of the first half to take a 17-7 lead on Cedar. And the flag is going to go against Desert Hills. They'll pick it up. It's touchdown Dixie, 26-16, PAT pending. Here tonight's Game of the Week presented by Holmes Homes. They build the houses you call home. Visit holmeshomes.com to see their communities, locations, floor plans. holmeshomes.com. Stewart puts a foot into it. It's up. It is good. And it's 27-16 Flyers. 1:13 left in the first half. Reggie Graff does it with his feet. and the Flyers have their largest lead of the night. We'll come back after this 30-second timeout.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hey, welcome back. Coming up, we're going to have the InfoWest halftime report. We'll give you a rundown and scores from all of the other 3 Region 9 football games. We'll check in on that Utah State-Wake Forest college football game. All that, plus reaction to the first half, analysis, some stats brought to you by Wilkinson's. It's all coming up.
And I think with 1:13 left, you got to be super aggressive. You got to have your full horses in for your 2-minute drill and do everything you can to get into the end zone, because Dixie is not going to stop scoring. They're just going to get better in the second half, especially defensively. So no holds barred here for Desert Hills. They got to go for it.
So here's the kickoff. It's a low line driver angled. Ford's going to come up, catch it on a hop of the 10. He's going to bounce outside, and he's going to get out to the 20, maybe the 21, and then he is driven down. 1:05 on the Bloomington Country Club clock. Reminding you, starting September 9th, we'll be at BCC. Monday Night Football. Me and Andy will be there. Jay Schrader will join us. We'll recap NFL, college, high school football. Everybody's invited. It's open to the public. The pool will be open. We'll have some Raiders tickets will be given away to, what is the game, December 7th, I think, against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So everybody that joins us will be able to all season long enter to win until we give that away with airfare to a home Oakland game. Final season in Oakland before they move to that beautiful stadium in Las Vegas. Out of the gun, Wilstead. Trips to the near side. Look like they're faking the screen. They go to Ford. Ford catches it, drilled out of bounds, but held on to it. Great hands by Ethan Ford out across the 35 to the 37.
Love the play call on first down. Fake the bubble outside, throw it to a wide open Ford, who did take a huge hit. That was a big collision by Tyler Walden, who laid the wood on the sideline.
Yeah, it's Tyler Walden. That's a San Hollow big hit. San Hollow invites you out to hit the golf course. They got golf week coming up next month. And now Wilstead scampering, trying to find a lane to throw, and just goes down. Sack again by this Dixie defense. Boy, they're getting to him with 4. They're turning up the blitz. They're finding ways to make it tough sledding on Logan Wilstead.
And that's a bad sack to take by Wilstead. It's first down. You've got no time on the clock. You got to go, and they might just be conservative here and run it out, but you got to throw that ball away on first down.
Now they're down by 11, 27-16. Dixie has the lead. Wilstead, second down and almost 20 now after the sack. He's out of the gun. They're going to throw. Wilstead over the middle, hits Mortensen, and it's a first down as Morty dives to the sticks, a gain of 20. And now 17.8 seconds. Clock will stop while they move the chains. Desert Hills has 1 timeout. Actually, I think they might have 2 timeouts left. Great rapport between Willie and Morty.
And I don't know why. I know you took a sack, so you're wanting to read if you gain enough yards on the next down to justify, using your timeouts and stuff like that.
They did waste some time there.
It wasted a lot of time, and he makes a great throw, gets the first down to Mortensen. But now you're down to 17 seconds. You might have 2 timeouts left, but still don't like the time management there by Desert Hills.
Timeouts brought to you by Intercap Lending, as this one's seesawed early, about till midway through the second quarter. Then when Dixie, Andy, started just going almost exclusively to the run game, they kind of imposed their will. But then they still able to pop. I mean, Tracy Simmons had that long catch to set him up on that last score.
Yeah, it seems like when their back's against the wall, they can just throw a bomb and Simmons will jump up and get it, or they can run it. I mean, everything pretty much. There's only been one series where Desert Hills was able to hold them to a 3-and-out with a bunch of penalties. But, still 17 seconds. If they can hit one long here, they got a chance to maybe put something up on the board.
Ford and Mortensen in the slot. Wilstead looking, and he hits Mortensen over the middle. That's going to be about an 8-yard gain down to the 45 of Dixie. Timeout taken by Desert Hills. 11.2 seconds on the clock. They might have one more. There was only one timeout taken in
Yeah.
the first half, and I think Dixie actually took it.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right.
So I think they still have one timeout remaining. They use it here. Gives us a chance to thank Intermountain St. George Acceleration. They've helped countless Region 9 athletes with speed, agility. Andy, have you ever went through a training session with Brennan and Dana and everybody?
No, I need to. He does amazing stuff over there. I mean, Brennan goes and wins his division in the Utah Summer Games every year. I mean, he practices what he preaches.
Yeah.
He's an athlete himself.
Guys like Logan Wilstead, Reggie Graff, Jace Mortensen, these guys have all trained at Intermountain St. George Acceleration. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook. They got the new location over there inside the Nets on Fire. You want to play varsity football or you want to get ready for the upcoming varsity basketball season, go get a 20-pack training session at Intermountain St. George Acceleration. 11 seconds. Here we go. Wilstead has it out of the gun. Looking to throw the sideline. Overshot. Goulding incomplete. Little fastball there. Put some mustard on that one. And that'll stop the clock on the incompletion. 7.6 seconds. We think Desert Hills has one more timeout.
I think you're right. So that means that
but they were going to the sideline there.
Right. With 7 seconds, you can do your bread and butter play, maybe to Mortensen in the middle, and still have time to get down and then have a shot at a Hail Mary. Although Wilstead's got the cannon to maybe make it happen on this play.
Out of the gun. They go quick. Out to the sideline. Ford, does he touch with the knee? Yes, they blew it dead. He had to go low because it was underthrown a little bit, and that's going to run out the clock as the clock will continue on the knee down. No more timeouts, and it is the Flyers that will enjoy at the half a 27-16 lead over Desert Hills.
Yeah, Desert Hills has got to go into the locker room, focus on defense. Their offense, I think, did fine. They've got to figure out a way to plug some gaps. Everything is open. Dixie is running wide and spreading the field out horizontally. There's gaps everywhere. So they've got a lot of talking to do about the defensive side of the ball. But overall, both offenses I thought were awesome in half one.
Big half for Day Famanui. Obviously, big half for Blaze Wade. Tyler Walden with that 85-yard touchdown reception. Reggie Graff with his feet and with his arm hitting Tracy Simmons. The Flyers. It's been a spirited offense, but Desert Hills' run defense has struggled, and we've got maybe a shootout coming in the second half. But both teams will have a chance to go get on the whiteboard, make some adjustments. We'll talk about those when we bring you the lightning fast Info West halftime report. After this 3-minute timeout, we'll come back with highlights, reaction, and more. Again, at the break here at Desert Hills High School, the Dixie Flyers 27, the Desert Hills Thunder 16.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George 100.3 FM.
Dude, we've been here forever. They're about to close the store. Would you just pick something already?
I just want to look good, you know. It's season 2 of Trailblazer Weekly. I just want to make sure I get the right ones.
Look at all this great stuff they have here at the Dixie State Campus store. No matter what you choose, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just going to go with the first one.
Catch the season 2 premiere of Trailblazer Weekly on Wednesday, August 14th at 3 p.m. Presented by the Dixie State Campus Store.
Welcome back. Desert Hills High School InfoWest halftime show. Check out the internet people at InfoWest. Get high-speed internet, web design, tech support, and more. Check out clean internet and speed burst at InfoWest.com. Well, the Dixie Flyers have the 27-16 lead here at halftime. Big performances by both offenses. Reggie Graff, quarterback of the Flyers, had a great half. Logan Wilstead had a great half, I thought, for the Desert Hills Thunder. But that last series for Dixie, able to just run the ball, and that was the biggest challenge, I thought, for the Thunder was stopping the run. And everything just kind of seems easy so far for Dixie when they have the ball.
You know, whether it was Reggie Graff on the QB keeper or it was Preston Moore putting his shoulder down and going through, Dixie's run game has been electric tonight. It's been, and even the sweeps are working for Dixie. The quarterback draws are working for Dixie. Just the regular draw plays, giving it to Moore. Everything's working on the ground for the Flyers right now. And Graff, when he's dropped back, he's had time to throw. But most of the time, Desert Hills, especially towards the end of that first quarter, they implemented a defensive strategy where they were only rushing 3 players, right? And they kept one linebacker back to kind of spy on Graff. And that seemed to work for a little bit. And it works when Reggie drops back to pass. But when they give this ball to Preston Moore, it forces Desert Hills to kind of really switch their strategy. And, I mean, the Flyers have adjusted fantastic. Kind of like what we talked about in Region on Live, how the Flyers are great at adapting and changing things on the fly. And we've seen that tonight against Desert Hills, who, for the most part, has played a solid football game.
Yeah, I mean, Wilstead's been on target, throwing the ball to a bunch of different receivers. From Ford, Golding, Rogers. Everybody's playing well. Mortensen down the middle. I thought it was excellent that they came away with just a field goal and a red zone chance that I thought they should have scored a touchdown. You can't be kicking field goals against the Dixie Flyers because they don't kick field goals. They get into the end zone. But so far, Desert Hills just had that one defensive series where it was a 3-and-out. Dixie had a bunch of penalties, and we were able to stop the Flyers. But other than that, it's been a field day for Reggie Graff and the offense. Let's get some Region 9 Hearst Ace Hardware updates from around Region 9, some scorers. Check out Hearst Ace, a hardware store, and so much more with a variety of products with prices that please on the corner of the Boulevard and Bluff Street in St. George and on Main Street in Cedar City. What's it looking like, Burns? What are the scores right now around the region?
Well, right now we have Crimson Cliffs playing Canyon View at Dixie State University. Crimson Cliffs leads that 19-6 right now over the Falcons. Snow Canyon and Hurricane.
That was your pick.
That was my pick.
Yeah.
Still a lot of football left to be played, but
Good
the
call.
Mustangs have looked solid for the most part.
Yeah.
And then out of Hurricane, we actually have a tight battle brewing. Snow Canyon 14, Hurricane 8 last I heard. So it's pretty close out there in Hurricane. Snow Canyon's offense hasn't necessarily taken off yet, and Hurricane's defense, which held Murray to under 25 rushing yards last week, I believe, is stout right now against Breton Stone and company. Pineview currently leads Cedar 17-7. The Reds struck first. Jaron Garrett found his man for a score, but right after that, Isaiah Moten returns a kick, 96 yards for the score to tie it back up at 7-7. And since then, the Panthers have kind of taken over. They lead 17-7, 2 turnovers apiece between both teams. And then, of course, we have our game here tonight on ESPN 97.7, where the home team, Desert Hills Thunder, currently trail the Dixie Flyers 27-16.
Those are your Hearst Ace Hardware updates. Also appreciate Wilkinson's, one of our halftime sponsors. Go see the light experts. They got fans, fixtures, everything you need, plus unique items like games and so much more at Wilkinson's across from Fiesta Fun in St. George. Let's take a look at some of our highlights here, shot beautifully by our CEC TV staff from the first half. Reggie Graff down near the red zone, going to throw a high pass up to Trey Simmons, who high points it, does a stiff arm, and gets into the end zone. This kid's physical.
That was all his ball. No one else was coming down with that.
No, very impressive. This kid is dominant in the red zone, gets another score, and then a almost turnover, dangerous play. Graff didn't realize it was on the ground. It was down by his ankles, but he outfights the Thunder for it, gets back on it. Wilstead with a laser throw to Mortensen, the one-handed catch by the tight end.
Mortensen's been everywhere tonight. He's been the focal point for that Thunder game. It was right there we saw Caleb Rogers get down to the one, which led to Logan Wilstead running the football into the end zone, a 1-yard scamper on the QB draw.
Yeah, gritty performance by Wilstead so far tonight. There's Mahi with the blocked PAT. Hit him basically in the armpit. He got in there quick for the Flyers. Graff looking down the field, and that was Tyler Walden, just streaks on a post route, nobody there. He goes right between everybody and outraces Turnbow to the goal line.
Walden had the speed, Graff had the accuracy, hit him right in stride.
Then Wilstead fakes the handoff. That's the money play. Run pass option to Mortensen. Threw it a little bit behind him. Mortensen, one of his better catches of the first half. And watch the power running by Graff. That was his first one rushing of the half. He has a second one coming up where he just lowers his shoulder and runs through Thunder defenders. Wilstead with the drop back. He was pressured a couple times in this series. The big fella took him down, and then he was sacked again. This time it's Graff putting his head down, going through the tunnel, and getting into the end zone. Flag was on the Thunder, and that puts us at 27-16, and the Dixie Flyers have the lead against the Thunder. You're listening to the InfoWest Halftime Show. Check out the internet people at InfoWest, high-speed internet, web design. Check out clean internet and speedburst at InfoWest.com. Burnsy, great job. Enjoyed the second half. Rustin Burnside, the third member of our crew down on the field. Follow at Dev Dixon for live updates throughout the game when you're out and about. Quick break, back with more InfoWest Halftime Show right after this on your Region 9 Radio Network.
Hey guys, how are you today? Good. I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius, and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me.
Welcome back. It is the Devin Dixon Show, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. Make sure and tune in for all of the recaps from tonight. Did you guys run down the scores yet?
Yeah.
Busy night.
And some good games, surprisingly. Snow Canyon's a one-score game at halftime. Crimson Cliffs has the lead 19-6 against Canyonview over at Trailblazer Stadium. Pineview retook the lead against Cedar, but a great night so far in Region 9.
Obviously, the big storyline in this first half was both these senior quarterbacks are so talented. Logan Wilstead and Reggie Graff don't have the exact numbers, but they both, I think, were over 200 yards of passing. And if you add in their running, I think Wilstead probably a little bit behind Reggie because of the sack yardage.
Yeah.
And really, Andy, that was one of the big denominators. Coach Barry, the defensive coordinator for Dixie, whether it was rushing 3, 4, 5, 6, they were putting pressure. There's two offensive linemen out tonight. Damon Brunson is out tonight. That's a huge loss. He had some back issues, and they just precautionary. It happened up there at the loss last week to Alta. And then Jacob Warner, the other guy that's a starter on this offensive line, he is out tonight. That Warner family, they've been kind of a staple here at Desert Hills High School. Ryan Warner was a team captain last year.
Yeah.
Just went out on his LDS mission not too long ago. But you're missing two guys, and Dixie's taking advantage of that with some other young guys trying to gap fill there on that offense and defensive line.
Yeah, sophomores Honor Allo and Bodie Ray are doing a great job getting in the backfield, getting to the quarterback. Famuina has had a great game stopping the run and bothering Wilstead a little bit, as well as Nolan Mahi, who is making big hits in the box for the Flyers defensively.
Yeah, Day is fun to watch, isn't he? Blaze Wade, Honor Allo, these guys. This is a defense that didn't have much experience. Tyler Walden was the one guy coming back with oodles of experience, and it's fun to see Dixie kind of open up the offense for him. They used him a little bit more than in the first 2 weeks offensively. Got that 85-yard touchdown over the top on that deep post from Reggie Graff. Saw him run the jet sweep. I mean, really, really good half for Tyler Walden.
Oh, it was great. And I like to see it. Coach Monker's giving him more opportunities in the first game of region. We haven't seen him get a lot of chances down the field, but that streak we just saw on the highlights where he just ran past everybody on a post route and went for the deep ball, an absolute home run strike from Walden from Graff to Walden.
Most of these other games are into the second half. This one is pacing behind the rest of the games, Andy. And the first play of the second half, 76-yard touchdown pass from who? McLeod Croton to Isaiah Moten.
This kid's on pace to do some special things this year. He had 12 touchdowns through 2 weeks, is already on a hot pace tonight. He can throw it all around the field, and he's got some great receivers over there at Pineview.
All right, we're going to take another 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll talk second-half adjustments at the break. 27-16, Dixie leading Desert Hills on your Region 9 radio network and CEC TV.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius, and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Back to Desert Hills High School. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you. Holmes giving you the game of the week tonight, and it's been a good one so far, 27-16. Andy, I want you to be a fly on the wall. First, the home team, Desert Hills locker room. What is Coach Murdoch and all the other coaches, Coach Nunley, defensive coordinator, what are some of the things you would have probably thought that they would have said?
I think he's got all the defensive line together. He got all the linebackers. He said, look, we just got to stop the run somehow. Better gap control. Don't let him get outside. You got to contain better because Graff can run it up the middle. He can hand it to Schweitzer around the corner, and everything's been open. So defensively, number one, you have to stop the run. I don't know what their yards per carry was for Dixie, but
probably about 10.
It had to be close to 10 yards, which is unbelievable. Yet the Desert Hills Thunder is still in this game because their offense, I thought, was so good.
Yeah, no doubt. On the flip side, you know that Coach Munkers, Coach Barry, they're not settling for just an 11-point lead at the half.
I think Coach Barry saw something in the last couple series where they were able to put a little pressure by just sending 4, and when they were aggressive and sending a linebacker or 2, they really bothered Wilstead. I think they'll be a little bit more aggressive sending people in the second half because when they don't and they're not getting pressure on them, Wilstead was kind of picking them apart and was able to drive down the field. And, of course, we know he can do it with his feet as well.
One other score wanted to pass along for you. 5:42 left to go in the third quarter. Your alma mater, the Utah State Aggies.
Here we go, Aggies.
28, Wake Forest 24.
Goodness gracious! Hey, I mean, our guy called it, John Welsh. I loved his pick.
It ain't over yet.
But hey, they're up 4,
no.
and they've got Gary Anderson, and we're hoping.
Listen, I don't want you making any more bold predictions after you picked BYU yesterday with your emotional hedge.
Hey, my emotional hedge works, and I'm saying right now the Demon Deacons too good of a team to lose at home in night 1. I like them to win this one.
Thank you. Well put. By the way, Jordan Love, 24-31, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Holy moly.
Then there's some people out there that don't think he's a top 10 college quarterback.
Give me a break.
Come Come on.
Best quarterback in Utah.
They have added some more time to the clock because both teams get the mandatory warm-up period out of the locker room, and it's Military Appreciation Night, first responders appreciation. A lot of the Desert Hills staff and coaching staff, and even some of the fans wearing that military Army-looking tee that looks. You need to get one of those.
That's a good-looking shirt. Yeah, great job tonight by Desert Hills.
Yep. Obviously, it's neon night. The Dixie student body section. They got orange and pink and green and yellow.
Desert Hillside definitely looks tougher, I would say.
The visiting stands, though, are full. I was walking around while you guys were anchoring our InfoWest halftime report, and a lot of Dixie fans have made their way over. It was interesting. Quick story before the game, when I pulled into the parking lot about 6 o'clock, here comes Randy Wilstead, which is, Cody and Cole and Logan Wilstead's father. And then here comes Travis Graff, which is Reggie. So I'm sitting in the parking lot for 10, 15 minutes. And I said, hey, you guys going to put a shake on who throws for more yards tonight? And they started laughing. But they're good buddies, and that's the kind. Both their sons competing for different schools. But at the end of the day, one big Region 9 family. I thought there was a nice moment of community and sportsmanship before the game. I don't know if we did a good enough job pointing that out for some of you that maybe just tuned in, but both teams showing some sportsmanship in class before the game started on Military Appreciation Night, so that was awesome. Dixie and Desert Hills, they come out on the field together at the same time, showing respect for each other. Great example. Eyes up, keep doing the work, and playing the game the right way with integrity. And we'll see what happens here in half number 2. Desert Hills did defer, so they will get possession to start off this second half. And I think this first drive is going to be very vital for the Thunder.
Yeah, they need to go down and score a touchdown. They got to keep pace with Dixie. They can't do a 3-and-out. They can't settle for field goals. They got to get into the end zone if they want to keep pace.
Short kickoff, and it's going to be taken by the up back. I think that's Watson. Here comes Luke Watson. Watson, 25, looking for a cutback. The 30, trying to get the edge. He does. Tight ropes the sideline for a couple more out near the 35. And then a flag flies in late. I think there was a late hit, and that might give Desert Hills about midfield.
I think it was a good call. He came in a little bit late and high. I wasn't sure if he was out of bounds when he took contact, but it was really close, and it was a big hit up around his high shoulders and his helmet. I think the right call from the back judge. It looked like the nearest referee was going to let it slide, but a flag came in from the back judge.
And that is the call. It is a late hit, 15 yards, and you're right. A little bit late, but late flag, late hit. That's what happens. And now this is a great start. What great field position for Coach Murdoch and this offense, which is down 2 starting offensive linemen tonight. And that means the rest of these offensive linemen, McGuire May and Steven Summers, and there's a shot of the replay for a television audience there. Did you catch it?
Hard to blame the Dixie kid because I think he did tiptoe out of bounds just barely, but it was close. But I think the right call nonetheless.
First play, they're going over the top, and in front of the safety behind Tyler Walden. It's caught. Goulding brings in the catch down inside the 30-yard line, and Desert Hills, good return, penalty, good pass connection there, and they're all of a sudden knocking on the Team D Auto Sales red zone.
And a good ball. Walden, the safety, was creeping up a little bit. He throws it between the cornerback and Walden on a strike, kind of a back shoulder throw again from Wilstead.
They run it. RPO, first read is to give it to Tafua, and nothing doing. He'll lose a yard, maybe almost 2 yards on the loss. That play was bottled up by this very talented but unheralded Dixie front seven. It's a young, up-and-coming defense. Washington, one of their corners, he's a sophomore. Here's the pressure. Blitz coming, but they set up the screen. They get it to Tafua, but it's strung out beautifully. He tries to stay in bounds, turn it upfield, but it's only going to be a gain of a couple.
Great job spying there by Blaze Wade. It was, well executed by Wilstead. Went backwards, had some blockers, but Wade, look at him right in the middle of the field, sees it coming, goes right past 2 would-be blockers to get to Tafua.
So 3rd down and 8. Pick up a 4 officially after the 2-yard loss on 1st down on the run. They get 4 back on the screenplay. Now the money down. Just outside the red zone for the Thunder. Wilstead Fakes it. Now he's going to tuck and run. Breaks one tackle. Trying to squirt free. And he turns on the Jets, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Desert Hills. Wilstead from 25 yards out has cut it back to a one-possession game.
And he's got those electric feet. Gets into a bunch and then spurts out to the left side. Good patience. Sees a hole, and as soon as he sees it, pulls it down and just runs past everybody. Some big guys trying to get their paws on him, and he sprints away, shows off the wheels. And a great first drive of the second half. You think about Dixie last week, the halftime adjustments didn't allow any scoring at all from Roy, and already in this first drive, great job by Wilstead.
3-play drive, Andy.
Yeah.
And the high snap, the kick is up, and it is good. They blew this dead, though. I think the flags flew in on the Utah Gastroenterology extra point. And here comes our official. And it is going to be the false start. So Dixie's certainly going to make him back up 5 yards and retry. Hey, how about Crimson Cliffs? First year school, the Mustangs throw a 45-yard pass. And Amos Smith brings it in from Chase Hansen. And they're in business again. And they're up double digits on Canyon View, looking for their first ever win as a new school. Now they're going to kick the extra point. And this one is going to be a little left, but it slithers through, and it is now a 27-23 lead for the Dixie Flyers. But a great sequence to start this second half for Desert Hills and Coach Mark Murdoch.
Yeah, easy, all the way around. Big throw from Wilstead, then a big run from Wilstead. This kid is the type of leader you want on your team. He's got all the confidence in the world. People believe in him. He commands the huddle, commands the sideline, and he believes that they can win region this year, and he makes big plays for him series in and series out, and that was no exception.
So here comes the kickoff units for each team. Goulding to kick it for the Thunder from the 40. 10:52 left on the Bloomington Country Club clock. We'll be doing Monday Night Football Party starting September 9th at BCC. It's open to the public every Monday night. The pool, the clubhouse, the restaurant. We're going to have jersey giveaways for each team playing. Hope to see you every Monday night all season long. Devin Dixon Show will be live from 4 to 6. Jay Schrader will join us for the Monday night festivities. Really looking forward to that. We're going to be giving away Raider tickets to a home game at the end of the season. Everybody can come enter to win that every week. The more you come, the more chance you have to win. That includes airfare, hotel out to Oakland. Final season in Oakland before they move to Las Vegas. Kickoff is a short one. It's going to bounce, and it's going to take a big hop, and it goes through the legs, and the Thunder and the Flyers both pouncing, and it's picked up by the Thunder. The Thunder have recovered. It's Jacob Wilkins, the sophomore, that got to the football, and they're going to have possession at the 10-yard line.
Holy cow, absolute nonchalance by Dixie. It did take a weird bounce. They didn't attack it on the fly, and great job by Desert Hills just flying in there, knocking the ball away on the ground, and then getting on it. Yeah, huge mistake by the Flyers.
Yeah, it's Christopher Schultz on that left side. It just it was almost like a wedge shot from Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
The ball landed and just kind of
Plunked.
stopped.
Yeah.
He was kind of expecting it probably to bounce forward to him. But then he wasn't sure how hard to charge it, and then it squirted free. And Wilkins jumps on it, and back out on the field is Logan Wilstead. Willie out of the gun. Give it. Tafua trying to drag a would-be tackler down to the 6.
And he's running strong with a Flyer hanging onto his waist. That was Bodie Ray, who met him fairly early, but Tafua wanted to get into the end zone on that one as he kept his legs churning and got several extra yards.
Tafua down to the 6-yard line. Second down and goal. 27-23. Dixie the lead, but Desert Hills deep in the Team D Auto Sales red zone. Out of the gun, Wilstead. Zone read, fakes to Ford. Now he's going to try to get around a block. Now he's going to go back to the 25. He's got to throw the football away, and he is going to be sacked, and that is going to be a 24-yard loss. Oh, my.
That is a horrible sack to take there by Wilstead. He was pressured. You just got to throw it any way you can. Devis, that's the second horrible one he's taken today.
Well, Wilstead knows that the offensive line is down some starters, right? He's an athlete. He's a playmaker. He wants to fight for everything
keep running
every
and
day.
throw it right there.
But, yeah, he had a little window there when he spun out of it to just try to throw it as hard as he could out of bounds.
That's tough.
He trusts his running ability so much, but there was just too many Flyers to escape that one. 3rd down and goal from outside the 30. Wilstead going to try to make amends, and he overshot Mortensen. Mortensen was in the middle of the field just running a straight fly seam route, and they couldn't connect. And now what do? You're out of field goal range. You got to go for it here, I think.
I mean, where you're at, you're down, and where you have to get, I don't know. I mean, I would maybe think about pinning them, but pinning Dixie doesn't do a lot because their offense is just going through you like butter.
Well, Wilstead did a really good job. Look, the backer to the left actually had Mortensen, and the backer was kind of spinning around. He was there. He just misfired. Can the Thunder make up all this ground they've lost on the sack here on 4th down? 4th and goal. Wilstead at his 35, flush left. Now turns. Now he's tucked and sacked. He's lost his balance and was sacked outside the 40 at about the 42.
I think, yeah, that's tough. I mean, another bad sack. I think you punt it there and try to get it inside the 10-yard line. They're given a gift on the kickoff, get it inside, and then 2 bad sacks by Wilstead.
I can't put it all on Wilstead. He's got no time. He's got time to throw it away.
He's got to throw it away.
He's got time to throw it away.
You get go 4th and 30.
But he doesn't have time to square up, set his feet,
That's
and
true.
throw
Dixie's
it into
in
the
there
end zone. They're
quick.
so fast. They're just so short-handed on that front. And now Reggie Graff can try to steal the momentum back. He's going to hand off to Schweitzer on the fly sweep, and he's going to get strung out and taken down. Not much there. Maybe a gain of 2. Tackled by Nunley.
Anytime you hold them, the Flyers, on a run play to less than 7 yards, that is a huge win for the Thunder there on that right edge.
Now, how fast does Dixie want to go? Do they speed the tempo up, or do they stay smooth? They've been pretty smooth. They haven't tried to go too up-tempo tonight. Obviously, it's no huddle. They're not going slow. And then they snap it and give it on the fly jet sweep the other way to Walden. Walden cut back to the middle on the hash, and he's going to pick his way forward for a gain of about 4.
Good containment there by Luke Watson on that left side, turning him in. He does get a decent gain, but he keeps him from getting a first down by keeping his outside shoulder open and forcing him back inside.
8:22 on the clock on the one-loss scoreboard. Dixie leads Desert Hills 27-23. One law, your dedicated personal injury attorneys. Handoff, straight run right up the middle to Preston Moore. First down. Fabulous Freddy's first down. Preston Moore.
And just a power run, no faking. Just give it to the big fella right off tackle, right up the middle, and he's going to lower his head a little bit, get an easy first down for the Flyers.
Bad news for the Aggie fans out there. Jordan Love picked off. Demon Deacons score. They've retaken
I like
the lead.
I like the Demon Deacons to win this game easily.
31-28.
Come back and win, no problem.
Aggies have the football. Would you just let me do the scores and not give me any predictions? Play action. They're going to throw. And a beautiful bullet on the hands of Tracy Simmons. And that's another Fabulous Freddy's.
First down, and he's showing his what do they call it, a catch radius? Is that what Mel Kiper calls that type of thing? This one thrown low. He goes down and gets it and doesn't allow it to touch the turf. Great catch by Simmons.
Very impressive. 6'4", wide receiver. Now, Graff going to fake the run, take a shot, ball hanging in the air, coming down into the end zone. It's dropped. It was in the hands, and it was incomplete as it looked like Schweitzer had it and just couldn't adjust properly to reel it in.
And that was just dropped down from the heavens right into his lap. But, for Schweitzer, looking over your shoulder like that, up into the lights maybe, that was put right there, though. He's got to make that catch, but that's always tough looking backwards like that.
That's one that when they watch the film tomorrow, he's going to just shake his head. I should have had it.
Heck of a throw.
And now they run the design draw play for the quarterback, Reggie Graff. He breaks to the left. He's to the 20. Turning on the Jets. Down inside the 5. Diving, though they say he stepped out at the 5 as before the dive. First and goal, Dixie, though, on the legs of Reggie Graff.
And he just stutter steps on a dime and then cuts so hard left on the design draw. His receivers go out and block for him downfield a little bit. Look at that. Just goes right outside and almost.
So
he steps out right there, but good call by the refs.
Jet sweep. They give it outside and turning the corner, trying to stretch and dive near the pylon. They're going to mark it just short. Jakeo Mitchell could not quite keep his feet long enough. It's going to be second down and goal from the 1.
Wow, I thought he was in there. Good effort by Mitchell trying to dive in.
Here goes Graff and the offense out of the gun quickly. Give Moore up the middle. Touchdown, Preston Moore. Flyers take a 2-possession lead. PAT pending. It is 33-28. to 23.
And they just have the horses on that offensive line and the guys they're handing it to, whether it's Graff keeping him himself or more up the middle. But easy job running the ball. And once again, I think that Desert Hills has got to figure out a way to control their gaps because everything's wide open right now.
Shootout here. We've got our Holbrook Asphalt big score dessert in effect. Over 25 points scored tonight as Joshua Stewart with the Utah Gastroenterology extra point. It's up. It's good. We'll take the 30-second timeout, and it's back to an 11-point lead, which was what the lead was at the half. But the Desert Hills Thunder have the ball when we come back.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Entertaining one here. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson on your Region 9 network, bringing you the action. Flyers after the Preston Moore touchdown run from 1 yard out. Kickoff. Turnbow on the return. On that right return, he cuts back, slithers down the sideline, finally driven out, but good field position out to the 35 for the Thunder.
And Desert Hills, defensively still has that issue that they had in the first half. It remains in the second half, but good news is their offense, except for last series when they took those bad sacks, has been able to move the ball in the first half a little bit, at least in one possession.
6:52 left third quarter. Dixie up 34-23. By the way, Utah State just scored again, another Hearst Ace Hardware update. It's 35-31. Aggies back on top. And here is Logan Wilstead. They had a chance after that miscue on special teams by the kickoff return team for Dixie, but a couple sacks thwarted the drive. Now they'll dump it, and that's Keena. And Tafua is going to pick up about 5, maybe 6 with the mark. Yeah, they'll give him the 41.
Nice crisp little V-cut route here by Tafua out of the backfield. Doesn't get a lot of opportunities to get targeted out of the backfield. Good way to start a series.
Thunder showing some love for each other. What are they saying? A couple players there talking. I think somebody's injured. And one of the Thunder offensive linemen was trying to kind of help steady.
Yeah, it's Nolan Mahi, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, you're right.
He's
limping
hard.
It was interesting because they kind of locked shoulders like they were talking. And now Mahi finally is off the field. He's been everywhere tonight. We'll have to check on that. So the quick injury timeout brought to you by Intermountain Sports Medicine. Mike Tolman will have to take a look at Mahi. 2nd down and 4. Wilstead has it. Quick give. Tafua up the middle. 1st down. Legs pumping. Needed just 4. Got about 7. And that's another Fabulous Freddy's
1st down.
After 3 quarters, they're heading to the 4th quarter. Pineview leading 23-7. Pretty impressed that Cedar is only giving up 23 points. I know they forced some turnovers in that first half. But still, Pineview in control, heading to the 4th quarter. They're looking for their first win of the season. Desert Hills is looking for their first win. They're down 11 right now. But a new set of downs. Give it to Tafua. Tafua right up the middle, and another 6-7 yard pickup down to the Dixie 46.
Big run by Tafua. I like this, the mentality of Desert Hills in this drive. Running the ball. You have one of the most physical backs in the region. Keep it out of, the Dixie offense to keep them off the field, allow the clock to tick off a little bit, and run the football. And Tafua is doing a good job tonight.
Here's Wilstead. Has the play. Surveying the defense. Sidecar to his left is Tafua. Gives it to Tafua. Now he's going to go right, then cut back immediately left. Finds a little daylight. Another Fabulous Freddy's 1st down. Out across the Dixie 40 down to the 39.
Good patience. He goes left, kind of observes what's going on, and then goes hard. And with Nolan Mahi out, He's such a physical linebacker. Tafu was taking advantage of making some big yards there. Another first down.
5:16 and ticking, third quarter. Another injured player. This is another Flyer limping off the field, Andy. And that's Day Famanui. So now 2 starting backers are out on the sideline right now. Pass over the middle, complete. And turning it upfield to the 20, inside the 15. And there goes Goulding. Nice yak yards after the catch into the Team D Auto Sales red zone. And the Thunder moving it quickly down deep into Flyer territory.
And great job to catch the ball on about a 6-yard slant. He knows Wilstead's closing hard to meet him at the point of the catch. Instead, he breaks down, makes a hard cut, and gets outside for more yards.
Dyer Goulding having a nice night tonight. Him and Mortensen have been getting a lot of the looks through the passing game. They've hit Ford a couple times, Rogers a couple times. Split backs. Give it to Tafua, and he's going to be strung out. Try to get the edge. Does get the edge enough to turn north and south a little bit and maybe pick up a couple.
Yeah,
that'd be a 3-yard gain.
Not bad, going towards the short side of the field.
So second down from the 10. Can get a first down. Down there just at about the 2.5. 4:30 left here in quarter number 3. Dixie up 34-23. Quick flip of the wrist. Wilstead hits Mortensen. Mortensen trying to cut back in on a little receiver screen, and it's bottled up. He gets down to about the 6-yard line, though, and it's going to be third down.
And I would be looking for more. If I'm Wilstead and if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm looking at another Flyers down. Man, this has been a bad series for them with the injuries, but I would be looking for Mortensen all the way on 2 consecutive plays here if necessary.
And we're checking on the – oh, no! Did you see the leg whip?
No.
The leg whip hits number 51 of the Dixie Flyers with his foot in the turf. On the replay, Blaze Wade and the Intermountain Sports Medicine staff is out there. That did not look good. Blaze Wade, he got rolled up on. I don't know if we can see that one more time from our CEC TV crew. That was on that receiver screen to Mortensen. And you're going to see they're 25, and you can see the left leg just kind of stuck in the turf of Blaze Wade. Completely incidental, teammate on teammate, just trying to make a tackle, and he is down. And we're going to take a injury timeout. Again, brought to you by Intermountain Sports Medicine. They're working hard down there. Coach Murdoch is on the field. Scary moment here. Coach Munkers is on the field. Blaze Wade is injured. Coach Munkers is now making his way all the way over. We've seen Day check out, Mahi check out, limping off the field. Now Blaze Wade, and maybe it's not as bad as I thought. It looked like it whipped that leg and it was stuck in the turf. He is under his own power.
Wow, that is great to see.
That's a tough kid right there. He's hurting though, Andy.
Yeah.
Now he's taking the help. He is hurt. We'll keep it right here. That did not look good. 23 points for the Thunder tonight, 34, but some injuries starting to be a concern for Coach Blaine Munkers and the defense. And now is 3rd and 5 for the Thunder. Great job by Mike Tolman, Dixie trainer, Intermountain Sports Medicine. Love their partnership with Region 9 Athletics. And now Wilstead ready to go back to work. Wilstead out of the gun. Going to give it to Tafua. Tafua has a crease, takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Kina Tafua.
Cut back, he's going left, cuts back up the field, and Tafua on a big 3rd down. I thought they were going to have to throw it to score. Instead, they just decide hand it off to the big fella, who shows off the agility, prances into the end zone.
One possession game again, officially 5-yard touchdown run for Taufa, excuse me. And here is Goulding for the extra point. Goulding can cut this down to 34-30. Got to get it through, and it looks good. It is good. Taufa, the touchdown run. Apologize, I've been saying Tafua all night. And we've got a whole new game. 30-second timeout. Dixie will get the ball back when we return. 3:56 left, quarter number 3 on your Region 9 radio network.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
So Keena Tafa scores from the 5, and the Thunder have made it a one-possession game again. Dixie leading 34-30. Goulding set to kick off. Entertaining shootout. The Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert is in effect for everybody tonight after the game, or if you're listening to the radio broadcast, you can head on over starting right now to Yogurtland. Just simply ask for your Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert and get your first 5 ounces free. Kick return was bobbled a little bit, then picked up, and then a pretty darn good return out across the 25-yard line. And that's where Reggie Graff and the Flyers will set up shop after Schultz on the return.
Some adventures tonight for that Dixie return team. That time Schultz pounced on it, got a good return after the delay, allowed some of his blocks to develop. Hasn't done a lot offensively for him so far tonight, but one of their best athletes, I think, this year.
3:48 to go. In quarter number 3, Graff's going to put trips to the near side, which is the wide side of the field. Ball's on the far right hash. Fly sweep, they give it. Here comes Schweitzer trying to get the edge and can't quite get completely north and south as Turnbow. That's Braxton Turnbow. Finally gets credit for the stop.
Incredible effort by Stokes here, who's getting blocked by Preston Moore. He almost makes the play. He keeps going at him and then dives out, but just can't get to the legs of Schweitzer, who gets a few yards.
Yeah, pick up a 4. Second down, 6. Graff out of the gun. Has the snap. Fakes it, now throws it. Quick little bubble route, and a tackle made short of the sticks on that far sideline. And it's going to be 3rd down.
Biggest play of the night defensively for Desert Hills. Great play coming up and making the stick, Connor Ashby at the cornerback position. I think you just run it here if you're Dixie.
Ashby, first time we've called his name tonight. Great open field tackle. 3rd and 2. 5 receiver empty. They run it to Graff. He breaks the tackle, and now he's going to get the first down and turn it upfield and more. Out near midfield, and finally takes it out of bounds right at the 50.
They go 5 wide, don't do anything with the jet sweep, no fakes, just a straight draw. And they've got numbers in the box. All the Thunder are accounted for, and he easily gets the 2 yard.
I love how he starts left, goes against the grain, and sets those blocks up. Now a run right up the middle by Preston Moore. Moore into the secondary, pushing and dragging 1, 2, 3 Thunder tacklers down to about the 25-yard line. Dixie knocking on the Team D Auto Sales red zone.
And shot out of a cannon, and that was Preston Moore. He got going quick early in that run, showing off the speed, running through lanes there.
Appreciate Dad's Trucking. We'll be naming a Dad's Trucking player of the game in our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game report. 1 for each team. Give again to Moore. Moore right up the middle with a head full of steam. And another chunk gain on the ground, a 9-yard gain. Dad's Trucking, your quality service carrier, running strong since 1988. They deliver you a lot of your day-to-day items. And, of course, they own and operate the Ernie's 2 Sinclair stations, top of the Boulevard, St. George, Hurricane Cedar, and the original location off exit 112 in Beaver. And now keeper by Graff. Graff going to slide feet first. They'll mark him back where he started the slide. The would-be Thunder tackler had to let up and not try to hit Reggie Graff, and I think he got a little turf. Like the foot got caught in the turf. Let's take a look for our
Yeah,
CEC
it's Golding flying in here to make the tackle. Graff goes down, and I don't know if he slide tackles him and cleats him maybe on the ankle or the shin or something like that.
Another injury timeout. This one for Goulding. Brought to you by the Intermountain Sports Medicine team, Dr. Grames and Dr. Millward. Can help you with any and all sports-related injuries. And Goulding is getting attended to. And, watching it live, I thought because he couldn't tackle, he kind of changed his footing a little bit. Maybe I couldn't tell if the ankle even caved or buckled or what. I'm checking on him. Mark Harris is out there. We'll keep it right here. Remind you, we've got another award we'll hand out. This is a fun one we've done the last 5 or 6 years. The play of the game. Who is going to be the Appliance Wholesalers Plus playmaker of the game? We'll name it in the post-game show. Andy, what are some of the big plays? We've seen fireworks all over the place tonight.
We've seen the long ball from both Wilstead and Graff. How about Wilstead lowering the shoulder and delivering the blow, running over the DB for Dixie early in this one over on the sideline. Obviously, big plays to Jace Mortensen down in the red zone, as well as Simmons for Dixie. Pretty even, I think, as far as big plays on both sides of the ball offensively for both of these teams.
Appreciate it.
Been fun to watch.
Yeah, appreciate Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart, GE, Samsung, washers, fridges, dishwashers, appliances. Why pay more when you can buy them right from the distributor at Appliance Wholesalers Plus? Back to live action. Reggie Graff, quarterback draw, right up the right side, and he's going to pick his way for another big gain of about 7 down inside the 10-yard line.
Been interesting to see how much they've had these runs. I know that's an option where Graff can give it, but most of the time he's been able to keep it and make big yards. He's had a ton of carries in key situations tonight for Coach Mockers in this offense.
Graff gives this one a more going to be bottled up. And plenty enough for a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal, Flyers. And so new set of downs, another Fabulous Freddy's first down. Appreciate the guys and gals, Fabulous Freddy's. Stop in for your fountain drinks, just 99 cents for your 32-ounce drinks. Pink cookies, Splash, where you got all kinds of different drink concoctions. Plus, of course, car washes. Get your car wash, you save 10 cents on gas at the pump as well at 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy's. They give the jet sweep, turn it upfield, touchdown Dixie, and that's Schweitzer with the score.
Easy play. They've usually been going to Preston Moore and Graff up the middle on the reads. This time they go around the edge with only a couple yards to go to goal, and Schweitzer goes in untouched for the Flyers.
And Dixie extends the lead back up to 40-30. PAT pending here in our Holmes game of the week. Appreciate Holmes, our title sponsor. High school football on the network all season long. Go see their single-family homes and townhomes at the new Desert Color Project. Joshua Stewart, kick is up, and it is good, and we'll take the break. 41-30 on the one-loss scoreboard. 1:17 left in quarter number 3. 30-second timeout.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's a shootout, 71 combined points tonight between the Thunder and the Flyers. Obviously, both teams have had injuries. The Thunder have had, some injuries before the game even started, before the season started with Polu and Brunson, and then the list goes on and on. Flyers have lost 3 defensive players inside of this game, and we got a shootout brewing. And the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert is on. Everybody, reminder, go to Yogurtland after the game. Just ask for it, and your first 5 ounces yogurt are free. Bobbled kick, picked up, and then tackled almost immediately at about the 25-yard line. Not as good field position this time for Logan Wilstead and this offense. Here's where it gets interesting. Both teams on the kickoffs have had some close calls. Dixie actually had one that ended up being almost like an onside kick, but they got the bounce at the 10 and recovered it, but then a couple sacks later, they came up empty, backed up outside their 40 and turned it over on downs. At that point, early in the third quarter, just a few minutes ago, Desert Hills had a chance to take the lead. Now they're back down 2 possessions.
Yeah, they're going to need to keep scoring and somehow get a turnover. They had their shot, like you mentioned, and were unable to take advantage.
Pressure comes, but it's thrown and diving.
Oh,
Walden.
my.
Does he pick it off? He does. The officials say catch. Tyler Walden.
Holy cow, what a reaction. Great reflexes by Walden to fly down, get his hands under the ball before it hits the turf and make this incredible interception. Ball goes off the hands of Mortensen, and wow. Yeah, he got underneath it. Great pick by Walden.
That is a special, special interception. The concentration and the hand-eye coordination to keep it off the turf while you're Superman diving, laid out. Unbelievable. Huge swing of momentum there on the interception by Walden. They go right to Kesterson on a swing pass, and a flag is down at the 40. Kesterson does get a pickup of about 7. Derek Kesterson's only a sophomore. Called his name a couple times tonight. One of the new weapons on this Flyer offense. Even when they lose skill position guys to graduation, special ones like they've had over the years, they seem to find more coming through the ranks at Dixie High School that fit Coach Munker's spread scheme.
Yeah, it's a great system. And one of the things I like most about the receivers and the skill positions on the edges is there's not one guy, once again this year, a lot like last year, there's not one guy who's going to have 150 yards every game who's just your number one receiver. They all kind of spreads around completely as we're seeing tonight, and they all block. Like, they're all committed to blocking on the edge and really physical stock blockers, and a big credit of that goes towards the program and instilling that in all of the receivers. Half your job is getting out there and putting your hat on somebody.
Another injury. I can't see the number. Turnbow is there.
I think it might be Stokes. I think it's number 5.
And neither of these teams can afford many more injuries. I want to thank Intermountain St. George Acceleration. Later tonight, we're going to name the Intermountain Acceleration, I guess we're calling it the clutch moment or the inspirational moment of the night. That's the best way to phrase it. How about some of these players that we're calling names of tonight? Reggie Graff, Tracy Simmons, Tyler Walden, Hunter Knighton, C.J. Schultz. All trained at Acceleration. Those are Flyers. How about Logan Wilstead, Luke Watson, Ethan Ford, Jace Mortensen, Jaron Polu, Caleb Rogers, Curtis Sweeten, who transferred from Desert Hills, is now at Crimson, former Thunder player on that list. Thanks, Intermountain Sports Medicine. Parents out there listening to the broadcast, check out the program. Follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and get your kids running faster, jumping higher with the certified trainers at Intermountain St. George Acceleration. It is Stokes. He's on his feet. He's walking towards the sideline under his own power. But, yeah, that's the fifth injury timeout we've had. And he tosses the helmet down in disgust. Wants to be out there, but they're going to take a look at him. 555's on the clock here in the third quarter. 55.5. Clock starts. 41-30 on the one-loss scoreboard. Dixie leading. Devin Dixon, Annie Thompson. Graff going to work. Gives it to Preston Moore. Oh, Watson was in the backfield. Moore got outside of him, and he's going to be back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe even picked up half a yard.
Yeah, he shakes off Watson. Austin Turnbow, the sophomore, comes up and drags him down short of the sticks. And they're going to go fast here. Right up the middle to Preston Moore, who's easily going to get the first down.
That run game has been so fluid tonight for Dixie. And then right when you think they're going to run it again, they pop a big play through the air attack.
Yeah, they just get it right up there quick. They know their system. They haven't gone a hard count yet tonight to try to draw them off. That's going to be the third quarter, but once again, the Flyers will start fourth quarter in the red zone. I think they're going to let it wind down.
Yeah, they're heading to the sideline. We'll step away. Into 3. Dixie 41, Desert Hills 30 on the one-loss scoreboard. It's the Holmes Home Game of the Week on CEC TV and ESPN Radio.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor. The forest is a whole hidden world of wonders. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Thanks for tuning in tonight on 97.7 ESPN or our mobile platforms, or streaming the game on our website, or watching on CEC TV. We go to the fourth quarter. Still anyone's game, but Dixie right now up 11, knocking on the red zone here. Trips to the far side, single receiver to the near side. And they fake it to Moore. Take a shot down the middle. Man open, diving up high, and bringing it in. Schweitzer gets the touchdown grab from Reggie Graff. That's a 23-yard touchdown connection.
One of the most impressive throws tonight by Graff because he was getting heat. They sent it off the edge with an outside linebacker right in his face, threw it, I thought, as kind of getting contacted here, as we see the linebacker come right as he's getting hit, throws it. Not as pretty as spiral, but right on the money to Schweitzer. What a play by Graff.
I don't know if they were in deep thirds or what, but you had one DB kind of splitting the difference between two streaking flyer receivers. He was kind of in the middle and couldn't commit to either one or get there in time, and Schweitzer climbs the ladder, goes up high, and is into the end zone. Extra point is good, and just like that, it's the largest lead. Now a little bit of pleasantries exchanged in the trenches. And Watson's trying to kind of settle down his teammate a little bit there. That was Dawson Bundy that was involved in a little bit of light pushing, I'd call that. And we'll keep it right here for the kickoff. Well, this could have been a Desert Hills lead after a muffed kick that was recovered at the 10 by Desert Hills early in that third quarter. And that's the one sequence where if they could have maybe scored, we'd have a little bit of a different complexion. But now Dixie, after the Tyler Walden diving interception, has pushed it up to the largest lead of the night.
What a play by Walden. It was Desert Hills that needed the turnover to get back into it. Instead, turnover goes to Dixie and allows them to extend one of the best picks we've probably seen in a long time here in Region 9.
That might be one of our Appliance Wholesaler Plus Playmaker Play of the Game nominees because of when it happened and how it happened, and it led to that touchdown. That's the second touchdown for Schweitzer tonight. And Reggie Graff is spreading the ball around. I mean, Moore's having a great night. Reggie's running it himself. He's got to be up over 300 yards passing right now. I don't have the exact Wilkinson stats. We don't have live stats tonight. But, I mean, he had 85 on one touchdown pass to Tyler Walden back in the first half. That one covered 22, 23 yards. And now the Flyers are set to kick off up by 18, just 6 seconds into the fourth quarter. Still a long way to go, though. Desert Hills has not lost this game yet. And a kick that goes straight left, out of bounds at about the 15-yard line, just inside the 15-yard line. And that's going to give the Thunder position, good field position, to 35. I want to thank some of our great sponsors. Coming up a little bit later tonight, we'll have the Region 9 wrap-up show. Andy, you're going to rejoin Rustin Burnside and recap all of the games. You guys will name the region-wide Sports Clips MVP of the night, brought to you by Sports Clips. You'll also name our Intermountain St. George Acceleration Inspirational Clutch Moment of the night. How about Moten with a kickoff return after Cedar had scored? Plus, there's been a couple plays in this game. The guys are scanning around the region for that. It'll all be in the wrap-up show presented by Coral Desert Orthopedics, built by Bucks Ace Hardware. So very crucial possession here for Desert Hills. To start the fourth quarter, they give it on the RPO to the first option. That is Kina Tafa. And Tafa going to get about a gain of 15 right near midfield. Call it 14 as he gets to 49. Taufa has had a nice night. He's got to be near the century mark. He's been getting some chunk runs just like that. Now Wilstead out of the gun. Twins to either side. Going to fake. Looking to throw. Blitz comes. He steps up, avoids it, and is going to turn nothing into about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, I didn't think he sensed the pressure coming from behind him, but last second he must have heard footsteps and decided to run away. He gets up a little gingerly.
Here is a second down play. Is Wilstead able to pick up a couple? Quarterbacks have to have like eyes in the back of their head or that sixth sense or whatever you want to call it. Wilstead kind of seems a little bit gimpy. He's taking a lot of shots tonight. Of course, Desert Hills has Snow Canyon next week, another very good football team. And Taufa gonna break some tackles, now scoot to the outside, then cut back. Down inside the 20 he goes. Another big run of about 28 yards by Kina Taufa.
Rambling around, Taufa showing off his ability to break tackles, stops facing up with people, then just defeating tacklers as he keeps going. His longest run of the night, I believe, as he runs past linebackers, gets to the second level, lowers his shoulder, skirts out to the right, and is pushing people off of him. Great, strong run by the big fella.
Taufa gonna get the tote again. Right up the middle, and another nice push by the front five of the Thunder. And that's going to be really close to another Fabulous Freddy's first down. Looks like it's going to be just shy. We'll call it a 9-yard gain.
And good to see this late in the game that your offensive line is getting pushed. You're wearing them down maybe a little bit, and you're keeping going to the run as Taufa putting them close to the 10-yard line on that one.
It is hot out there. Dixie's defense has had some injuries. Now a flip pass out into the flat on a bubble, and Mortensen and Wilstead can't connect.
Yeah, the second time in a row. That one, I guess, was a little high. Obviously capable of catching it is Jace Mortensen. The one before, same thing. Maybe just took his eyes off it, looking to run on that screen pass a little too early.
And it is worth noting, Blaze Wade, that had that leg whip injury, he has not returned. Mahi, I don't see out there. And I don't see Day-Day either. And there's a pass on a bullet over the middle on a slant route. It's incomplete. Rogers was the intended receiver, and they could not connect. It is going to be 4th down in inches, about a 4th and half a yard, we'll call it.
Yeah, pre-snap, he knew where he was going to go and maybe just overthought it with how much he had to let it rip and just threw it a little bit too hard.
Ford's going to switch to the twin side, either direction. Taufa in the backfield. They give it to the big man, and he's going to surge ahead and didn't get it by much, but I think he got the 10, and that's enough for a first down. It was just about a half a yard, and he got a yard and a half, maybe 2 there, just with brute strength.
What a drive by Taufa. Yeah, it closed up pretty quick, but he just keeps it moving forward.
Yeah, Allo on the stop. Here's play action. Wilstead's going to be pressured, roll to the right. Now he's going to tuck and run, and he's going to have the front pylon. Yes, he is in. Touchdown, Desert Hills.
And it looks like there is a flag in the end zone that was thrown fairly early.
Is that a defensive secondary hold, or is that holding on the offense when Wilstead started to run?
Yeah, it could go either way, but gutsy effort by Wilstead, who's obviously has some sort of an issue with a leg as he's hobbling around.
Very crucial call. All of a sudden, the white hat is going to come all the way over to head coach of Desert Hills, Mark Murdoch, and explain something. And Murdoch's going to go for 2. I think the score is going to stand. It's holding on Dixie. And certainly you're going to decline that.
Yeah, the white hat just wanted to make sure.
He's got his cardio in for the night. Wilstead, on a design pass, turns it into a run and just races into the end zone on the far side in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Desert Hills. Now the crucial 2-point conversion here to try to cut it to 10. Right now it's 48-36, 2-point try. Trips to the left and movement up front. Who jumped?
I think it's going to be on the Dixie interior line.
I think you're right.
On a hard count to get it just that much closer, maybe for Taufa to just bulldoze it in here for the 2-point conversion.
No Day-Day, no Blaze Wade, no Mahi in this fourth quarter defensively. They all left with some apparent injuries. Now they give it Taufa, and I don't think he got it at initial surge. He's short. They stack it up. Dixie's defense with a huge play.
Holy cow, brick wall. We've seen Taufa run through a bunch of brick walls tonight, but that time it was a little too solid as he just got bounced backwards on the short run. Watch this gap control by the interior line. Nowhere for Taufa to go. Huge hit, and he's stopped short of the goal line.
So it will stay a 12-point lead, 48-36, and 9:49 left on the clock. Appreciate our friends at Sand Hollow Resort. They've got the new Rock Bowl, and they have Golf Week coming. That'll be September 15th through the 20th. They've got a Charity Cup, a Friendship Cup, a Gala, and, of course, the Sand Hollow Open, a 3-day, 54-hole tournament. Chance for patrons to get out and watch some of the rising stars in golf. They've got kind of some alumni from the Jazz, the Raiders, Real Salt Lake, the charity events, and the Gala. Get all the details at Sand Hollow on Facebook or Twitter, or go to sandhollowresort.com. So the kickoff from the 50 here. Does Coach Murdoch want to go ahead and onside it with the field position? They took the hold on the kickoff, and they'll pooch it, and no fair catch called, and returnable, and it'll take about an 8-yard return out to the 23, maybe the 24. Really good special teams coverage, but a short kick, so they didn't have as much ground to cover.
Yeah. 2-possession game for Desert Hills. They've got to, by some miracle, stop this juggernaut that is the Dixie Flyer offense tonight, running the ball, throwing the ball. They've got to figure out a way to stop the run so they can get the ball back without too much time bleeding off the clock, as it looks like C.J. Schultz is being helped off the field for the Flyers.
It is a final. Can't tell you, Pineview has beaten Cedar 23-13.
Wow.
Lower scoring game
than
maybe we expected. Here's Reggie Graff. Give it to Schweitzer. Schweitzer going to be taken down. Oh, he broke the tackle, and he keeps on trucking with the legs, and he's going to have the first down.
My goodness. And then he runs over another guy, puts a Desert Hills Thunder secondary player up in the air over by the sideline.
How about the night Schweitzer's had? He's coming on making a late charge.
And that was the big play Desert Hills needed. They needed that loss of 7 yards on first down. Instead, Schweitzer turns it into a first down. Watch him finish this run. Puts a Thunder player up in the air. Wow.
Crimson is leading Canyonview. 45-yard Curtis Sweeten touchdown, 26-13. They're closing in on maybe their first ever high school football victory. Oh, that one's over at Dixie State University tonight. Read option, Graff keeps it, and he's going to have a couple before he's swarmed up in the middle of the field. About a gain of 4 near the 40. I'll almost give him 5 to the 40. And the Flyers continue to go pretty quickly. No huddle. Again, we'll be naming our Dash Trucking Player of the Game. Who wants it? It's up for grabs. Moore maybe has a case for it tonight as he gets this tote, and he carries the football for about 4 more yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Good hit, I thought, there by Burgoyne, who meets him right in the hole, takes the brunt of the contact, but keeps him short of the first down. Desert Hills needs something big here. I don't know what you do, because if you blitz, you got problems potentially, but you got to put heat on them somehow.
Out of the gun, Graff empty. Now he has a fly sweep. Fakes it, though. He's going to keep it himself. First down and more across midfield. Turns on the Jets down the sideline. Reggie Graff in a foot race. Going to cut back at the 20. Going to break that tackle to the 10. High step down to the 1 as he shoestring tackle. He can't quite score.
Wow, what speed by Graff. And his ability, I mean, that play almost seems unfair. He's so good and decisive on the zone read. He's going to fake the jet sweep. Sees a gap on the left side. Has a lead blocker. Help him out with a linebacker. And then there he goes. I mean, they have an angle on him, and he's just going to run through him, goes between 2 tacklers, and then almost is able to get into the end zone.
Oh, there's a little miscue. Graff having trouble with it, and they're going to lose yardage outside the 10 at the 11. What happened there? Just another snap that's right to his hands, but he drops it. Has to go fall on it.
And that's happened too many times this season for the Flyers. Miscues in the backfield. Now 5 wide.
They'll give it. Here comes Mr. Touchdown himself. Is that Schweitzer again? No, that's Tyler Walden that came in back on offense. And Walden, for the 3rd time tonight, I believe, has scored.
And it's one of these things where he gets such a head of steam. I didn't think a Thunder player wanted to get in his way because he was going and nobody was going to stop him. Good blocking downfield once again by the receivers of the Flyers for a exciting score for the defensive specialist.
And that's a big drive for Dixie to answer. And they've hung 54 on the board, PAT pending on the road at Desert Hills tonight. And they blow the play dead as Joshua Stewart pulls off that kick. So everybody can go take advantage of the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert tonight. We've got 90 total points scored, maybe 91 here. And 7:51 on the clock. I don't know if I expected this many points tonight. Personal foul and an offsides. Going to be both against, and now there is a personal foul the other way against Dixie, so they'll offset the penalties. That Bundy again, he got mixed up a little bit of altercation earlier. He still hasn't cooled off yet. 7:51 up there on the clock. I'll retry the PAT, brought to you by Utah Gastroenterology. Again, we can tell you Pineview has won. Crimson is closing in on their first ever win in school history. And Dixie's now separated as the kick is up and good, and they've got the 55-36 lead. 19-point advantage. Now this becomes the largest lead of the night. And we'll keep it right here. Give us a chance to thank some of our other great sponsors like Wilkinson's. Don't have all the live stats for you tonight. I do apologize, but I can tell you this. If you go see the experts that sell lights, fans, fixtures, plus unique items like games, home decor, and more, you'll find a unique shopping experience at Wilkinson's. They're down there next to kind of Fiesta Fun. Contractors obviously shop there, but they're open to the public, so go check it out. And we appreciate our friends at Team D Auto Sales, our Red Zone sponsor. They won't be beat. Score big savings from Jason and Parker at Team D Auto. Check out their inventory online, teamdautosales.com. Again, I want to remind everybody for a full recap. Keep it locked in here on 97.7 ESPN on the radio side later tonight for the Region 9 wrap-up show. Andy and Rustin Burnside with all of the reaction, some awards, previewing next week's games.
Yeah. Another great night in Region 9 play. A lot of exciting stuff going on tonight.
Flyers kick off, and it's a short kick and returnable out across the 25, the 30, 35, and then piled up there. Wasn't Watson with the return, I don't think.
It was Braxton Turnbow.
It was Turnbow.
Who tacked the ball really well. I like how aggressive he is as a return man.
So here comes Coach Murdoch with the huddle on the sideline before they go onto the field. Maybe scripting multiple plays here, or?
Yeah, you're going to have to go tempo. I agree. Know what plays after you get a first down, get right back up and get going. Although last series, a lot of their success was just going to Taufa and letting him run for first downs. Probably don't have time for a lot of that anymore.